to Derailed, brought to you by Redacted Energy and Oops All Lawyers LLC, proud to bring you their best every week. I am your humble host, JJ Lahey, here with my good friend Jake, the draft robot Schyvinck. Jake, why don't you look into the camera and say something controversial? Go.
No.
How excited are you for the big news?
Very.
You know the big news? The big news?
I have big news.
Yeah. Here's the big news. I'm putting it up on screen here. This is I think on everybody's mind right now.
Oh. Yes, it's very true.
Share
I
it.
don't know.
We have Geese Memorial Stadium
Gross name.
for Illinois unveiling the world's largest college football video board.
Just what we needed.
Would you care to guess?
Glad that's where the money's going.
Would you care to guess the last time my school, Ohio State University, and Ohio State University, updated their video boards?
I don't know, but you guys won a title last year, so I don't think they care that much.
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint.
You know what I'm saying?
The iPhone, at that time, the current iPhone was the iPhone 5. It's been a minute.
Oh, wow.
It has been a minute. Okay, so the chat has had enough nonsense. Chat has haven't had enough nonsense. I think some of them are really here to vent, and I think that's fine. That is fine. We are here.
What if you had a
for your
voicemail
venting.
set up? That would be great.
We do, and people don't use it. Should we remind people how to do that?
They probably should, honestly.
So it's a
Do we have a thing for it?
231-714-4195. That's the phone number. I think we have a banner.
I do. I grabbed it. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, put it on screen. Put it on screen. So 231-714-4195. This is where you can leave voicemails.
This is where
Wish you guys would do this.
Yeah.
I do have this hooked up to send push notifications to my phone when this happens, but I should just check and make sure. Yeah, nobody's left us any voicemails.
Should have been the week to do it.
Guess the last time somebody left a voicemail for this show. Just guess the year. Guess the year.
2023.
You're off by a year. It's 2022 was the last time somebody left a voicemail for this show. 2022. So I would very much like to see voicemails. I'm going to leave this open over here, and we'll see. Ooh, that reminds me. Where did I put my phone? Because I need, I may need to go off camera for a second and grab my phone so that I don't miss any Venmo donos like I've been missing the last couple weeks. Because I am not kidding. When a stream ends, and then you and I stop talking, and I turn off my camera, I then feel horrible for the next 25 minutes, like thinking about the fact that like somebody sent money to us and I missed it for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or something or more and didn't see their question. And like I think thankfully every single time it's happened, the donor we've still been able to answer their question while they were able to hear it. I think that's always happened, but I really do feel bad about it. Dershel says I'm gonna leave all the voicemails. I hope you do. We haven't heard Dershel's voice ever, have we? Have we?
No.
By the way, Jake, can you put this on our we need a to-do list? Okay. I'm assigning you to start taking care of our to-do list. Item number 1 on our to-do list. Schedule to get Dershel and Too Old for This on the pod 1 week.
Yeah, okay.
At one point, I really wanted to have Adam Huddle on here too, but like Adam is not on here very often anymore. So
it's fair.
Adam, if you're listening, like you need to be more active in the chat. Because I'd love to have you on here, but it's been a minute. So, all right, we have some questions here. What game is Matt playing in this? Oh, in the thumbnail. Yeah. So the thumbnail, by the way, let me put this on screen.
Please do.
This is It was rage bait. It really was. And I think it was the perfect rage bait. All right. So this was the thumbnail. Oh, I'm such a dope. We literally have it as our background. See, I don't even have to share anything. You can just see it. It was rage bait. Like, neither of us are actually on team fire LaFleur. Now, am I peeved at LaFleur for the way he's managed the team lately? Yeah, I'm peeved.
That's peeved. Fair. That's fair.
Jake, are you peeved or miffed or perturbed or befuddled or any of those things?
Yeah, I would say I'm vexed a little bit.
Okay.
I would go there. Disgruntled. Good.
How long, if you got to sit down one-on-one with Matt LaFleur, how long do you think it would take for you to either issue a complaint to him or ask him one of those questions that's like, hey, can you explain to me your thought process behind what I think was a dumbass decision that you made? Like one of those, all right? Something complainy or negative or something like that. If you got to sit down with him one-on-one, how long would it take for you to get to that point?
I don't know. 10, 12 minutes. I think the first part of the interaction would be like, all right, talking about the passing game and how good it looks and how everybody gets involved and how good it's looked even without Kraft and how good it might look with Kraft next year, with all these guys back. Then we'd probably get to the, Rich Bisaccia, huh? What's that? Dude, real offensive coordinator. Question, what's that?
I'm not even kidding. My first question, once I got to the point where I was like ready to unload a little bit and not just, be respectful. My first question to him would be, so exactly would you say it is Adam Stenavich does?
What does he do?
That would be a question.
He's doing this. This is what he's doing. He's gaming. Spare time. Goes home early.
So
says, I don't have anything to do this week.
Chris N says, are y'all going to keep doing shows every week through the off season? We have the last couple of years. Don't see any reason we would stop doing that this year because here's the thing. Before I fully answer, Jake, can I vent about a little mini thing that's related to this?
By all means.
The only thing in the sphere of football people talking about football that irritates me more than like pure NFL people talking about college is pure college people talking about the NFL. Jake and I are neither of those things. We are fully invested in the NFL and in college, I would say I'm much more heavily invested at the moment in college than I am in the NFL. That has not always been the case over the past like 5 years. Say 3 years ago, I was a lot more heavily NFL than college. And the pendulum has swung more toward heavily college than NFL. But I'd say we're both very heavily invested in both and can talk knowledgeably about both. So there's a lot for us to talk about throughout the year. In the quote unquote off season, it's not really our off season. That's kind of when I think we have more fun is talking about off season moves, roster construction, the draft. We do a ton of draft content. If you don't like the draft content, you might not be as interested in us in the off season, although we still keep it funny. I had a dear friend of mine who is a big fan of this show, who is my wife, who told me that our show is better when we're talking about nonsense and not football.
The viewership numbers would not say that, but it can certainly be more interesting at times.
So yeah, are we going to keep doing shows every week through the off season? Probably. I'm not going to say every week because it feels like every 5 to 6 weeks we come up with a reason to take a week off. But that's like true even throughout the regular season that we don't hit every single week. particularly like if the Packers have a really bad game and I'm not feeling like ranty about it, I'm just feeling sad about it. Like then I start texting Jake like, "Hey, here's some excuses for why I don't want to do the podcast this week." And he's like,
"Okay,
hey, pansy,
what? You don't want to do the show?"
Dershel says, "Team fire LaFleur. I have no confidence."
Team fur LaFleur. All right, get it together in 2026, people. Get it together.
Jake, would you say it's more
not a words
accurate
per minute game? Okay, we don't do those things. We're adults. Okay.
Would you say that it's accurate to say that on this podcast, and I think this is a winning format for football podcasts, do you think it's accurate to say that of the two of us, you are more ball knower and I am more feelings and entertainment?
I don't know about that.
Like compared to each other. Because I'll say you are more ball knower than I am. Would you also say I am more? So like if we're doing let's say that we were doing two halves to this podcast.
Okay.
And one half was going to be, and the podcast is like it's the postmortem of the Packers season, and so half of the podcast was going to be ball, and the other half of the podcast was going to be like vibes and feelings. Would you say that one of those halves was more clearly geared toward this is for Jake, and the other half of the podcast is more clearly geared toward this is for JJ?
I guess. I guess. Yeah. I think you could do that if you wanted to.
So I try to be, entertainment and all that. And look, I'm the host of the show, right? I have to do the intro and the outro, and I have to move us along to segments, and I have to cut Jake off when he's diving too deep into ball for too long, and the chat has moved on to a different topic. Like that, that's my job, right? If I don't do it, nobody will.
Yeah, it's like JJ has to be like, Jake, stop boring the chat. They don't care. Move on.
And I have to come up with so many creative ways to tell him that don't hurt his feelings.
It's true.
But when Tyler Dershel puts a big obvious typo here in the message, there's a part of me that thinks like, hey, I'm going to clown on Tyler Dershel because other people will think that's funny. And then there's a bigger part of me that's like, but I like Tyler and I want to be a nice guy to him. I don't want to embarrass him. And then, you can always count on Jake to come in and pick up the slack whenever I'm being too nice. So team for LaFleur, I have no confidence he has the ability to fix chronic issues plaguing this team or fixing the coaching staff. I think that's an interesting thing to bring up. I think that there's two different things you are clearly addressing here. One is chronic issues plaguing this team. I think that's worth talking about. Fixing the coaching staff. Can I remind you that when Joe Barry was here, the defensive coaching staff was atrocious. We were on this podcast saying like basically none of these guys except for maybe Jason Rebrovich were deserving of coming back.
Yep.
And like you look at how, and like, hey, if you want to assign a lot of credit to Jeff Hafley for this, like that's fine. But you look at the defensive coaching staff that was brought in last year, we had Anthony Campanile as the linebackers coach. He's the defensive coordinator in Miami. I would not be surprised. I haven't noticed this, but I would not be surprised if he gets some consideration for head coach vacancies around the league this year. Not saying I think
there's 9 now. I mean, it's
he's
a big number right now.
Fantastic hire. Ainsley, Derek Ainsley, or whatever his first name is, our DB coach who's overseeing the super sexy but maybe not as knowledgeable Ryan Downard, who we used to clown a lot on the show before he became like the sub DB coach. I forget where I was going with that before I got distracted by thinking about Downard's face. But anyways, LaFleur has demonstrated that he did fix the defensive coaching staff. I think right now the offensive coaching staff has clearly gotten stale. And there's some definite problems to fix there, but I don't know that I feel like even the entire offensive coaching staff has to be overhauled.
No, I don't think so. I was just looking
Like
at it
John
right now.
Dunn, our tight end coach, I would absolutely keep.
Yes.
He coached tight ends for 2 years at the Jets before he came here. And in that time, he got great production out of like no-name players, true McDonald's employees. Okay. And so then he came here and like the tight ends, we're pretty good under him. And then this year, Kraft goes down, and a lot of us thought that was it for the tight end room. And like the tight end production kind of stayed okay for the rest of the year.
Well, then Fitzpatrick.
Especially considering
Fitzpatrick got her too. Yeah.
Yeah, but like
It's
it kept chugging along okay with Josh Wiley. Like, okay, is it gonna be great once you get down to your 4th-string tight end and your 5th-string tight end? No, it's not.
No.
Was it better than it should have been? Yes.
Sure.
Yes, it was better than it should have been.
For sure.
I'm trying to give John Dunn credit here.
No,
he deserves credit.
Yes. No, that is true. A guy that they did not have really in the building contributed as much as he possibly could, I think. So yeah, I do agree with him.
Do you think there's any reason to be dissatisfied with Ben Sermons, the running back coach?
No.
It's
not Ben Sermon's fault that MarShawn Lloyd isn't healthy, bro. We can't. What are we supposed to do there? Like this guy's
I put
he's in the medical wing all year.
On Twitter, I put like a list of all the coaches on staff, and I just said like, would I bring this guy back in 2026? And on offense,
I think there's a few.
I brought back John Dunn, the tight ends coach, Ben Sermons, the running backs coach, and who else did I bring back? I did not bring back Stenovich or Butkus, and I'm
you
certainly on the
as an
fence.
assistant.
Look at his title on the Packers website, man.
Senior
He's like
assistant, baby. Get up.
Sean Mannion, quarterbacks coach. Like, so he's been here. This is his 2nd year here. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And like, dude, like Malik Willis. Oops, sorry, Tershel, where'd that go? There it is. Today I learned if you bump the space bar, the pin comment disappears. Yeah, look.
Oh.
No.
Baby, you might not be in the tab. Yeah, okay.
There.
Fantastic.
Look at that.
Learning new stuff.
Actually, if you go in the settings, there's like a 25 long list of keybinds to your to your keyboard that you can do all kinds of crazy stuff. So
that's interesting. Okay.
But Sean Mannion, like the work that he has done with Jordan Love and Malik Willis, there's just nothing for us to suggest that he's not doing a satisfactory job. Give him a rookie quarterback to develop, and it doesn't go well. Sure, we'll be here to evaluate. Like the Michael Pratt thing didn't work out, but but what I had put when I was doing my position breakdown, and I was talking about the running backs, I said the run game this year was pretty terrible, but the running backs were good enough. Like that's all on the offensive line. So,
I agree.
All right. Thanks, Dershel, for your question that got us going pretty long. Tool for this says, I'm team bring back LaFleur, fire Steno, amen, and find an OC who's willing to step to Matt at times. All right, I'm good at that.
He got to square up sometimes. This OC, he needs to square up. Okay.
Matt certainly likes his yes men in the offensive coaching staff. That is for darn sure.
Yeah.
Tool for this says, at some point, Rich will be gone. I mean, yes, at some point, as Kirk Cousins and Kyle Shanahan have reminded us, all of us will be gone. So, one can hope that Rich Bisaccia is not here until he dies and that he retires or is preferably fired or whatever. But yes, at some point he will be gone. I'm not going to celebrate his death, but I will certainly celebrate him no longer being our special teams coordinator.
Yeah.
Tool for this time, not reading your next comment. Would that? Yep, not doing that. Okay. I had no clue you had a voicemail. 231-714-4195. I'm serious. I'm babysitting the voicemail right here.
For those watching.
Listen, when you send it in, here's what's going to happen. It's going to automatically transcribe it. And so I'm just going to read it really quick and make sure you're not saying anything really inappropriate and not cussing or anything. And then if what you say is kosher, I'm going to play it. Dershel says I'm going to leave all the voicemails. Well, prove it. Aaron Kate says venting. Tool for this. Have you listened to Packernet After Dark and remember the guy who sings ukulele songs? That's me. I don't get the reference, but send in the ukulele songs to this podcast. We'll play at least one.
It's true.
Aaron Kate says, why would we voicemail? That's kind of a boomer thing, just saying. Unless VM means Venmo, in which case, please do Venmo. Jake, I'm going to turn my camera off for a second and figure out where the heck I put my phone.
Okay.
So that I can
grab that.
Said Venmo. So
yes.
I'm still here, but I'm just turning the camera off while I look for the.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You are good. I want to welcome United Bates in there. We see you. How's it going? Good to see you. In the chat here. I do like that we are in venting mode, right? And yeah, if you VM, the boomers, they can do the voicemails and everybody else can do the Venmo, and that's fine. Whatever VM means to you.
Virtual machine.
Also, Packer Superfan, I see him here as well.
Hey, we got Packer Superfan. Nice.
And Chris is here. Putting an emoji in, I think, that maybe it doesn't recognize in the comments, but good to see a spirited group here.
Did you see this older comment? This is from when I was asking you how you were feeling about Matt LaFleur, and you said vexed. Tool for this says, at least you aren't apoplectic.
Well, it's true.
Yeah. If Watson or Reed catch their drops with the game on the line, then the conversation is very different. I don't know that it is very different for me because the Packers are who I thought they were, which is...
And we let them off the hook.
What's that?
I said, and we let them off the hook.
Yeah. They're a sloppy, undisciplined team that doesn't always show up ready to play, and that includes for whole quarters or halves of a game. And
for a whole half, they didn't. Yeah.
I mean, this team's identity for the last couple of years has been, hey, we have a lead. Let's try and kneel out the whole fourth quarter. Like, I would say complacency is the identity of this team. Complacency.
Wish we could kneel out the fourth.
And that certainly is top down. You know, how high up the chain do you want to go? Like, certainly Matt LaFleur exhibits complacency in ways. For example, his offensive coaching staff. There's clearly complacency from Matt toward his staff. The special teams play. Mr. I don't talk to kickers, whose kicker cost him 5 wins this year, including a playoff game. So there's complacency for sure. And as I have said a few times, I do truly believe that Matt LaFleur has the capacity to be an all-time NFL great head coach. And what I really want is for him to be able to do that in Green Bay and not need to be fired as the motivator to him recognizing what he needs to change within himself to become great. Because he's going to go be great for somebody. I'd rather have him find that motivation elsewhere and be great for us.
Yeah, I do, because it does seem like with coaches, they do seem to get that, right? Like Andy Reid finally figured out something. Mm-hmm. Moving over from Philly to Kansas City, right? Like this is it
was Patrick Mahomes.
Well, yes, for sure, but they were still a playoff team before he got there. So he was at least again raised the floor, and then you found your kind of your ceiling guy, and essentially won in multiple ways with that ceiling guy. So at QB. So yeah, I would love for him to figure this out here. One, because I think the biggest thing for me, at least, where it was just, oh man, I can't tell you, from the loss until about 2 hours after, it was full like, all right, this Twitter stuff's bothering the crap out of me.
I notice you were bothered. I noticed you were bothered.
Oh yeah, I don't listen. 2026. Also, I don't care, man. Twitter account. I don't like. I'm obviously respectfully, but like I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna like hold back from like what I'm thinking. There was some nasty takes thrown out there on Saturday night that we're just not gonna fly. We're not letting that pass by. Through the fiber optics, we're letting people know some of the nonsensical takes. So, a couple of the, I will get back there. I promise. I know where I was. I will get back there. But like a couple of my buddies, fantasy league, they know my dad, initially, and they're in our main fantasy league. They were kind of like, let's bring in this coach. Okay, we'll get to it later, I'm sure.
I know exactly
with
who
other
you're
coaches,
about.
and
I know exactly who you're talking about.
All I had to do was go find that graphic that everybody's been posting about this and this team and this coach to talk them off the ledge of going down or talk them from going down this path.
There were only two guys you could have been talking about, and the fact that you're talking about a graphic says to me that the guy is John Harbaugh.
Yeah, right, okay. Right. The toss out of like, let's go get Harbaugh makes literally no sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. The only thing you could sell me is if you bring him in as like maybe a special teams coach, like in Bisaccia's role. You want to do that? Okay. Head coach? What for? To do what? What's he magically gonna do? Where's the ceiling he's raising? He's not. There's a reason he's being considered. There's a reason the Ravens let him go, right? And there's a reason that teams like the Titans, the Giants, the Falcons are interested. Why are they interested? Because they stink and they need to raise their floor, right? Mm-hmm. Green Bay's already got the floor. We're already here. We've got it already. We've got the floor. We don't need the floor again. We already put the floor in. Okay? Let's build the ceiling now, right? And so, yeah, that was really a fun conversation where it's like, we should bring him in. And I'm like, I have some news about fourth quarter leads and second half leads to show you about this individual, which, by the way, I mean, two of them happened recently, right? Like those were the last month, two of them even. And so, my goodness. But anyway, okay. On LaFleur's thing on why I want him to realize the ceiling here, right? It's one, navigating this transition, right? Which I think him and Goody have done a very good job at figuring out a transition from one of the all-time greats to play the quarterback position to a young guy who has so much talent. Let's unlock all of this and make him an upper echelon player in this league, right? And then I think you've done that. And then also, when you've taken him from what we saw 2 years ago, right, where the three of us on this show, right, were just like, man, do we need to tear this down? Does this have to be like, did this work? Are we out? Is Ted not the guy? Like there were serious conversations to be had, even as a first year starter. Caught fire. Hold on. I'll let you go.
I want credit. I want credit because you know me. I'm always credit seeking. Give me some credit for that. All right. I want credit that I was never, ever not on the 10 train. Ever. The last time I was ever not on the 10 train was in his second year in the league. So once we saw him in the Eagles game in 2022,
yeah.
Once we saw him in the Eagles game, I've never been off the 10 train at any point, including his whole rookie season. So give me some credit for that because I need that credit.
For sure. And so, like, again, just the way that they've Goody, obviously, and LaFleur have got Love to a point where, I mean, has he not become Aaron Rodgers? He threw for 300 and 4 touchdowns. They lost in the playoffs. Like, that's
as
that's
Packers QB as you can get.
It is, and so he's here. He's the Packers QB, right? And
meanwhile,
tremendous job, but also
Aaron Rodgers' potentially last pass in the NFL is a pick six. And
yeah, that was tough to watch last night.
Who does that remind you of?
Brett. Did Tom go out on a pick six, or did that happen just in the last game? That happened in the last game, right? Against Dallas?
I didn't watch that one, but his last
I think there was one
pass as a Patriot was a pick six.
Yes, that's correct. The Titans and Vrabel.
I'm going to be honest.
Vrabel would one day.
I'm going to be honest. Brady's last year in the league, I was so tired of Brady. I watched 0 of his games his last year. I was so.
I was praying on the downfall, baby. We loved it.
I enjoyed the downfall. I was just assuming. That he was gonna, find some sacrificial thing that he could drink its blood and revitalize himself and come back the next year. And I was like,
we protected wildlife that year
again.
We were out protecting wildlife that year. We were in every nook.
If Buccaneers had like an animal mascot, he would have drained its blood.
Well, probably, yes.
But since it's just a pirate ship, he couldn't.
Yeah. So so that was tough to watch last night.
Heresy. Look at this heresy.
We're not doing that.
That's some heresy right there.
We're not doing that.
I am really glad that United Bates is in the chat.
I gotta, because someone shared this recently, and I listened to it of like every Kevin Burkhardt he's got it from last year, and like during half of them, Brady's making these like really strange noises during them, and now I'm looking for that every time a pass is thrown, and he was saying oh when the Jawan Jennings pass to McCaffrey happened too. He was like, it's funny.
I wouldn't know. I watch Brady games on mute.
And it didn't at that point when I watched that video, the he's got it video, I'm like, oh, I know where I heard that the first time. I remember Burkhardt the first time I heard that, or at least was paying attention to hear that, was Rodgers to Jordy to beat the Bears 30-27 in 2016 during the run the table year. That was the first time I remember hearing, like thinking back to when Burkhardt said that. But Tom, we can't, no. Thank goodness they don't have the Super Bowl. Anyway, but let's try to bring this back around here. But I do think the way he's designed the passing game, I think again, last year the run game was a lot better. And I think this year, I think that we know kind of what kind of the issues were. And I think, if you do a deep dive enough, like structurally, I think the players in certain positions did not help. Excuse me. Right, JJ? I think the Jenkins transition, Banks coming in, right, not really figuring out who the right guard was too late. Walker, were we sure about? Like, it just felt like last year, at least as a run blocker, Walker hit that like 90th percentile that he could possibly hit as a run blocker, and it was fine. And that should, I think, tell you all you need to know, right? And so, again, I think that's the place that they should be looking all offseason. But I think the run game was fine. Like, they're adjusting what Jacobs wants to do, and I'm never gonna. I mean, Goody brought him in. That's probably what you should be doing. You're paying him that much. You probably should be adjusting a little bit to what they want to do. Again, the passing game is great. The 7-step drops are good. Right when Jordan moves, the launch point for some of those is so nice. Like it feels like they can, passing game wise, cook up whatever they want. And when Kraft gets back, again, you're going to have to tie your linebackers, your DBs in the hook zones. You have to watch for that guy because he will destroy you. On checkdowns. And it feels like Love's in a flow right now where I don't want to disrupt
absolutely
too much of what we're doing here. That's, I think, maybe my biggest concern. And it's not to say that Love couldn't figure this out, right, with another good offensive mind, but why would you break up this connection, right? Why would you break up the scheme connection that you have right here? And that's like I think maybe my biggest concern. And I know people want to, I get it emotionally, after the loss like that, you move on. And maybe you can find a coach who can still implement this and still have it structurally look similar. But I don't know. I just feel like the two of the scheme plus him. Go ahead.
I'm not arguing for overhauling the scheme. I am arguing for bringing in some fresh blood.
Oh no, I know,
aka outside voices. Let's get some an injection of new ideas. Hey, here's what you guys do really well. This is kind of your core identity. I noticed you don't have anything in this area. Let's add 20 plays in this area and work those in. And then, hey, here's an idea. Let's have a guy who can take on a lot of offensive responsibility when Matt's attention needs to be elsewhere. Because currently we can't do that. So that's what I'm arguing for. Absolutely keep Love in the same scheme. Like he's still a young quarterback. He's still developing. Staying in the same scheme and having consistency there is going to be huge for him. Like I'm so excited to see Jordan Love in year 4. We were certainly robbed in year 2 with his injury.
Yes.
And so although he was really good in year 3, and I have really no significant complaints about him in year 3, I do think that we were still in year 3 robbed a little bit of where he would have been had he been able to go through all of year 2 unimpeded by injury and get the full body of work there, and then just been able to build on that more for year 3. So year 4, like honestly, like I am going to be but placing some money on some of those futures bets for MVP 2026. Like absolutely, I'm there
for sure.
But like keep in the same scheme. Absolutely, let him keep building on that.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't really directed towards you per se, right? It was more directed towards those who want to start over, who want to, tear this thing down, and insert defensive coach here to add. Insert, again, Harbaugh, right? Oh, let's go get him. Blah blah blah. It's more of like I don't want this thing to be severed in any way to hamper any of the growth.
I've also couched my let's keep LaFleur thing by saying it depends a bit on what his vision for fixing the team looks like.
For sure.
And what his assessment is of why things went off the rails. Because to get back to Tyler's point from early on, where he's issuing a vote of no confidence in LaFleur's ability to identify and fix chronic issues with the team. That, I think, has been a pattern with Matt. Yeah. And he does need to improve, or we're just going to be here again a year from now. Like, right. I am so not here on, let's blame all the Packers issues on injuries every single year because they're always so injured. Like, before Micah got hurt, we had huge beefs with this team. Before Tucker Kraft got hurt, we had huge beefs with this team. It doesn't feel like Goody and LaFleur are on the same page remotely. And that's a topic I want to talk about because there's a really interesting thing that might affect that situation that I think is really worth getting into. But like the cycle that we've been on can't continue. So I'm not on board with let's run it back with LaFleur. I'm on board with let's keep LaFleur and he needs to have a new plan for identifying and fixing these chronic issues. And if he can't do that, if he's not willing to recognize where he is holding the team back, he's the head coach. It's a mediocre team. They're a 500 team, essentially. Basically starting with like 2022 through now. They're like just a little bit north of a 500 team. Certainly within the division, they have not been consistently competitive at all, including against the bad teams in the division. Something has to change. And if our head coach is not willing to recognize where he is holding the team back, every head coach holds their team back in some ways. But if Matt LaFleur is not able to self-assess, then I think he has some more growing up to do as a head coach. And I think he does need a drastic motivator to get him there. And so that's on Brian Gutekunst and Ed Policy to figure that out.
Yeah, and I think that's where the I don't really want to. I really don't agree with Policy on the lame duck thing, right? Where he's like, I don't want lame duck head coaches. Like, no. If you're not convinced, then don't. If you're not convinced one way or another, don't feel the need to make the extension happen. See what he does if this year, if next year he figures it out, the coach is right, everything like that, and they become a team that's doing the dragging out to deep water instead of being dragged out to deep water. Perfect. I don't care what the number is then for the extension. That's a you problem, boss. Okay, you guys got money. I would rather have him go. I would rather Policy be like, hey, okay, I think it's time to be proactive, to self-scout, blah, blah, blah. And then I think this is a great opportunity for you to go prove that you're worth even more to this organization, to this city, right? And earn that massive extension by doing it next year with, a roster that should be rearing to go by early to mid-September. So that's where I think we were both in that camp of I know Policy said this, but preferably I think we would both want to see the prove it year go without extension or firing, and just, hey, yeah, maybe you are a lame duck coach, but we've seen plenty of players in year 4 of them contracts. Okay. Start figuring things out. I think it would be, I think it'd be the right opportunity to just say okay, you need to, this is the time. I believe in you, but I want you to find that next gear of yourself to get this team where I think we both think this team can get to, and be very honest about that as, the owner of this team. It feels like that's the right solution, but we'll see if he changes that tune at all or not in terms of that philosophy. So
I'd like to talk about two things. The first one I think can be pretty short, and then maybe a longer topic after that. So the first one, Matt LaFleur was asked kind of how has the relationship with Ed Policy changed, or how has Ed Policy changed, blah, 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 since becoming the new president. And Matt LaFleur was basically like, Ed Policy is still operating in the exact same capacity as he has since I got here. Coach speak, or do you think there's anything worth analyzing there?
I don't know if there is, just because I feel like if there was anything different, I still don't think he'd be stoking flames or anything like that when asked about that. I don't. It feels more nothing burger, but just because we've heard different stuff, but I don't know. Probably feels nothing burger.
So the maybe a much more interesting question then. So in 2018, Mark Murphy promotes young Brian Gutekunst to the role of GM. Mike McCarthy is still the head coach. And Mark Murphy, gotta make sure I get my MM names straightened out here. Mark Murphy changes the structure of Green Bay's front office that has been in place since the institution of Ron Wolf by Bob Harlan in whatever year it was, 1990 or 1989, right? Circa right around there, which was the GM is in charge and he oversees the head coach. And so Ron Wolf, when Bob Harlan was trying to hire him away from San Francisco, and Ron did not want to come here, and Bob Harlan was like a dog and not letting this go, and Ron Wolf finally said, like, listen, if I come here, you need to give me ultimate authority. Don't tell me how to do my job. Don't question what I'm doing. If you don't like the job I'm doing, fire me. Right. Otherwise, stay out of my way. And Bob Harlan said, done. So Mark Murphy changes things up in 2018 and restructures so that GM and head coach both report to him, the Packers president. So as we sit here today in the year of our Lord 2026, Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur are both reporting directly to Ed Policy. Apparently, Mark Murphy did this for one reason, and I have a theory that I think is a pretty good one about a second reason that makes a lot of sense. So the stated reason that we've heard is that Mark Murphy felt the need to help improve communications between GM and head coach, which was something that he reportedly saw as being lacking in the latter days of the Ted Thompson and Mike McCarthy marriage. Now, Mark Murphy, football guy, played for the Redskins for like a decade. He knows ball. He's been around ball for forever in a different way than Ed Policy, who, you know, knows a lot about football and has been around the NFL for a very long time. But Mark Murphy was undeniably a football guy. And I just think Ed Policy is clearly cut from a different cloth than Mark Murphy. And so people are saying, hey, maybe it's time for Ed Policy to return the structure that made Green Bay great for 3 decades and put Brian Gutekunst in charge of Matt LaFleur. So let me share with you my other theory as to why Mark Murphy made that change in 2018. Brian Gutekunst, very young, green, wet behind the ears, scout, become GM. Mike McCarthy, kind of a grizzled, what's some euphemisms I can use here? Pittsburgh guy, maybe not the easiest to get along with, maybe a big personality, probably wouldn't take too kindly to being ordered around by someone he might perceive as a young whippersnapper. Maybe it makes sense to think, hey, I'm taking a little bit of a risk on this young scout that I believe in, who I am making into the GM. And I think he can manage the roster, and I'm not sure he can manage the head coach, and I don't want the head coach to manage the GM. So I'm going to be the go-between. And then, hey, turns out it is time to fire Mike McCarthy. It's time to go find a new head coach. Mark Murphy, football guy, does a pretty good job of finding the new head coach. Decides to leave the structure in place because why rock the boat? So none of those factors are in play anymore. You no longer have Mark Murphy, former NFL player, football guy, as the president. You no longer have much older, established, grizzly, gruff head coach and wet behind the ears GM. All right. None of that's in place. Do you think it might really help unify the front office and the head coach in terms of like roster construction and management to have LaFleur reporting to Gutekunst? If Goody's vision for the team now becomes gospel instead of, hey, Packers president, I'd like you to get the head coach on board with my vision. Do you think that that is maybe a significant improvement for the team?
Maybe. I think, I don't know. I think GM to head coach kind of being like my way or the highway type of thing. I get it. I get why it worked. At the same time, like, I don't know. I think we've kind of both in different draft classes been a little skeptical of what the process and what the vision looks like a little bit. And
let me ask you about that. Let me ask you to elaborate on that, because it is something we've talked about quite a bit. Do you feel like the players being drafted by Gutekunst don't really fit with each other and with the other new players he's bringing in? Or do you feel like, hey, the players Goody's bringing in don't really seem to match the scheme that we're putting out there on the field, which would be more of a head coach GM disconnect?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like, to me at least, the disconnect started even when Goody was kind of getting rolling, because of how the defense was set up, what scheme they were in, and they were saying, hey, Goody was kind of like, hey, yeah, these outside linebackers in the 3-4, they're going to be 270. It's kind of like, okay, why? And Goody's just kind of like, well, yeah, that's what we're doing. I didn't like that. I think I don't know. It just depends, because it can work.
The current head coach and GM pairing is working.
Yeah, I think it's working. I think
each other is working.
Yeah, I think it's working. I think I think some of the offensive line, defensive line stuff is where it's gotten a little wonky, right? I mentioned, obviously drafting these bigs for 3-4 outside linebacker, and then trying to figure out the run game has been kind of, I don't know. I think Goody's been in kind of the right mindset to me if you're going to build this run game around the way Josh Jacobs likes to play. And we've both kind of talked about the tackle the guard thing has kind of maybe lost a little bit of luster, right? And it would be way better just to get guys who have been guards and want to kick butt as guards would be very beneficial. Drafting a tackle who's already big, try to kick him inside, it was like, okay, I understand that, and yet at times it still looks like he just isn't coordinated enough for this job. And then it's like, okay, then what the heck was he doing playing tackle, blah, blah, blah. I think going bigger at guard's not necessarily a problem. It's just I think I would feel a lot better philosophically speaking of like, hey, we're like looking for like actual like interior players. This isn't like hey, we're going to draft these tackles. Some of these guys going to play center. Some of these guys going to play guard. Some of these guys going to play tackle. And it's that's the part of the disconnect that I think is the most difficult. I think it's maybe a little bit more difficult for LaFleur at times, where it feels like most first-round picks are like, hey, yeah, these guys will be good in a few years. And I don't mind that necessarily, the home run swings. I just don't want it every year. I don't feel like you have to do it every year where it's like, okay, we have a need here. This we're matching it really nicely with this fit in the draft in the first round. We can do that. And it doesn't have to be like, we'll see in 3 years type of guy. Like, it just feels like there can be some instances where
would you adjust that strategy a bit
viewed? But
in years where we're picking really late in the draft versus the 2 years we've picked around pick 10, 12-ish, would you adjust that strategy for those years?
I mean, yeah, depending on the draft class, sure. Like, it just feels like, I think right now is, I think, a really good example, and unfortunately now there's no first round picks. Right now is, I think, a great example of like, hey, we need these. We need them play at a high level right now because we have the core to take this thing the whole way, right? Whereas I don't mind it, like, again, 21, 22, right? Building towards like, okay, end of Rodgers. Let's try and get this when Rodgers is done and when Love can take over, that there will be experience at least a little bit. And then they kind of kept doing it a little bit, right? I think at this juncture, I have no problem taking those like swings for starters on day 3. Day 2 must now not be a man. You know what? In 2028, this guy could be really good. It's like, cool. That's fine, but McKinney...
Who have been taking on day 2 that you feel is really developmental?
Musgrave.
Was Musgrave developmental or just
Yes.
just a really bad pick?
Well, I mean, it can be... I think it could be both things. I think he was a developmental player with like size, speed, and was also just bad as in the second round. I think it could be both of those things, to me at least. I like, to me, developmental is like, okay, look at all these cool physical traits type of thing. Like, hey, yeah, we could do that. Like, early day 3 if you want to take a fun little swing. And then he took the swing at 42, which was interesting and fun. I think I think that's where.
So like in round 1, if you're taking the guys and you're saying like, hey, this dude is lacking in development and coaching, but has no limitations from a physical standpoint. He's as fast as he needs to be, as bendy and explosive as we need him to be. We don't have worries about, if we teach him X, Y, Z, is he going to be able to execute that from a physical standpoint? And like those are the really high upside swings in round 1 that like I'm always good with.
Sure.
There have been times where we're taking traitsy guys in the first round, maybe still kind of have some limitations physically. It's like, okay, he's fast, but how bendy is he? And you need him to be bendy. And that kind of thing,
yeah,
I can't really get on board with, because it's like, okay, he's not developed, and is he actually worth developing, or is he always going to have kind of that ceiling?
Yeah.
It seems like on day 2, it seems to me that for the majority of Gutekunst's tenure, and yeah, I would probably get on board with excluding Musgrave from this.
Hopper.
There's probably somebody else. No, Hopper is a different case that I want to talk about for a second.
Okay. Lloyd.
No, well, let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay.
The majority of his tenure, day 2 has been, these are the guys we feel can play now. So MarShawn Lloyd certainly fell in the category of, we think he can play now. He was very developed. He was very old. And like the problem with Lloyd, and the reason he was a draft bust, is because his body has fallen apart. And maybe the medicals just weren't good enough, to reveal that. And whatever. You and I were on board with drafting MarShawn Lloyd in the 3rd round. But like he clearly falls into the same mold that like, Elgton Jenkins and Josh Myers and can't think who else, but guys who were ready to kind of play in year 1, and maybe had some limitations athletically, but we're ready to start being high level contributors. That's kind of what we're going for in year 2. And like I think that, sure, maybe Musgrave is more developmental than that. Maybe Amari Rogers was really developmental.
I've gone down the rabbit hole for a couple here.
How about this? How about we divide guys into 2 groups? All right, which is they're developmental, and they should be viewed as like ready to contribute, whether or not that player ended up being any good. Okay, so like Amari Rogers, not good, but also developmental. Tyron Hopper, not good, but probably also viewed as like ready to start contributing early. I'm just not sure, like looking at Hopper, what your evaluation would have been, other than that you liked what he could do. I didn't like him. I have a hard time defending the Hopper pick, like even playing devil's advocate. So
yeah, that's fair. I mean, don't know how far we want to go back because obviously we would want to talk about like this era now, kind of.
I say
draft,
let's start with 2019. Start with when LaFleur got here because 2018 Goody had like a month to decide who he was going to draft. So starting in 2019, so
day
our second
two
pick
was
Josh Jackson.
Day 2, my guy was up there thinking he was Popeye at the plate. Man, day 2 in 2018 was something to behold.
So let's start with 2019. Fine. So our second round pick was Elgton Jenkins. Our third round pick was Jay Sternberger. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Elgton was like ready.
Yeah.
Sternberger, developmental. Would you say?
Yeah, I think most tight ends are going to be right.
Sure.
And so maybe in Musgrave's defense, but like I mean, because just again
Kraft
NFL
was
strength,
super developmental.
Right.
Kraft, like he was like all traits and like not refined at all.
Right. And so like tight ends are going to be like that. It felt like Sternberger was ready to be like was like a ready-made pass catcher, not a ready-made tight end. I think more so, right? Like so if you're drafting him as a tight end, absolutely. Developmental, swing, all of that. Right? As a pass catcher, if you want to throw him like in the slot, he probably could do some things immediately. But
so 2019 we probably would say it was one of each. 2020, our second round pick was Josh Myers, yes?
2020? 2020 was Dillon.
Oh, AJ Dillon and Josiah DeGuara.
One of my favorites. Just lovely.
Goody was smoking crack that year.
One of my absolute favorite days of the draft. Because the reactions are spectacular.
Did you like the AJ Dillon pick at the time?
No, I got video proof of most of these. So
I was able to like before during the 2020 year, I was able to talk myself into AJ Dillon and Josiah DeGuara because like with DeGuara, you could like talk yourself into the idea that Matt believed that was the type of piece he needed to make his offense work.
Yeah.
And hey, if you're just grasping at straws, Travis Kelce went to Cincinnati. And so maybe they just know something about developing tight ends. So
there's that.
And then AJ Dillon, you could talk your squint, turn your head a little bit sideways and talk yourself into him being like a Derrick Henry archetype of like, hey, Matt just came from Tennessee. He had Derrick Henry there. And let's go get him a guy who has maybe some of the same physical profile that Derrick Henry has. And maybe we can make him into our own Derrick Henry. Spoiler alert. It didn't work with either of those guys. But like both of those, I think you would clearly say were like massively developmental.
Yeah,
massively. Maybe. Actually, I don't know if DeGuara counts as developmental because I think DeGuara was like kind of who he was when he got here.
Yeah, I think
so. Maybe like, and then at running back, like how developmental do you ever view an NFL running back ever? Like they should be ready to go.
Yeah, I think it seems like at least for the most part, when you go back on a lot of these running backs, to me at least, it feels like, you know, when it's relative to, you know, reading leverage, anticipating creases, right? Setting up or delivering your blocks and like, you know, even if you have a preference to like a certain scheme, right, that you're comfortable running, it feels like you need to be able to have that like perceptive, cognitive plus physical thing put together, or you're just simply not going to get out there. Like you have to have some level of it to be out there. And it just feels
you can't
like
just fall forward.
Unfortunately, no. You cannot tush push your way to success.
Is it okay to run standing straight up?
I don't know.
Maybe even like leaning backwards slightly when you run with the ball. Is that okay?
It doesn't feel okay. I can't imagine the running.
What if you're a really tall running back and then you run straight up.
He's trying to be like Flat Stanley, right? That's
Yeah,
you know,
or a giraffe.
That's what it is, right? Yeah.
Although giraffes, I think, run with their head like way forward. So
That's,
maybe a giraffe
I
would be
feel like
good
they
for
have
running
to
back.
be able. Yeah, maybe that's a good comp.
Hey, forget trying to run like a rhino. Run like a giraffe.
Yes.
Tool for this was Aaron Jones, the Ted Thompson guy. Yeah, that was the 2017 draft.
Yep, it's true.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Jamal 5th round, Aaron Jones 6th round, or was it 4th and 5th?
It was 4th and
5th.
Yes, and then
I said it
of
right
course
before you corrected me, so.
Devontae Mays in the 7th, of course. Who can forget?
Yes. Where was Devontae drafted? Well, the 7th, of course.
Yes. Shout out Utah State. The signals were there for 2020.
So we're going in 2019 and 20. We're going to go one each for both years. So we're 2-2. So 2021, you get Josh Myers. Definitely was viewed as like ready to start out of the gate.
Yep.
He was clearly plan A and B and C at center for the Packers that year.
Yep.
And after being a well thought of center at Ohio State when they went to the playoffs and were a pretty darn good team, I think that it's not hard to look at the Josh Myers pick and think like, hey, we should be okay having him come in and starting in year 1 without any developmental time. Amari Rodgers, who I was never on board with, was that viewed as developmental or starter? Because they sure treated him like he was developmental.
I don't think there was something they were gonna just like. I don't think there was anything left to unlock.
Oh, because he sucked. But we're not talking about reality. No. We're talking about Gutekunst's perception when he drafted the guy. Did he view him as developmental upside, or this is a player who's ready to come in and play for us?
I don't know. They moved up for him.
Most of the guys he's ever moved up for have sucked, by the way. For the record.
You're not... This Jordan Love erasure will not be tolerated.
Huh?
This Jordan Love erasure will not be tolerated.
I said most, not all. We moved up for Darnell Savage. We moved up for Jacob Monk. We moved up for Amari Rodgers. No, we moved back for Ja.
Back then up.
Doesn't that cancel it out, though?
I don't know.
If we moved up for him after moving back for him. Does that really count?
I don't know. Chad, you tell us. Does that count? Let's keep going.
We moved up for
Watson.
Did we move up for? Yeah, Watson. I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
All right.
Savage did give us a nice pick 6 in that playoff game. That was sick.
I thought that Savage was pretty good for 2 years, considering like his age and all that. Like he was pretty decent for a couple of years, and then just never developed the way that you thought he would. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. He was tricky because like
Chris
felt
says
like
net back move.
Get your net back.
No, he's saying the job trade.
I know.
Joe, I will not, because the Gestapo is going to come for me.
That's what they're really after. The detractors of said. Anyway,
Jake, I tweeted before the playoff game. I tweeted, I think the Bears will win, but to be clear, I think both teams are bad. Do you know how much hate mail I got for that during the first half of the game? And then it stopped about halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah.
About halfway through the third quarter, the hate mail for that
the games were so good.
Stopped.
That's why the games.
I'm really tempted to screenshot some of the DMs that I got and blur out the name of the person who sent them and post it. I'm going to move on instead, but I'm tempted to do it.
That's why the games were good this past weekend, people. Everybody was having a mid-off.
Well, the teams were equitable to each other. I mean,
it shouldn't have been in the first game, but hey, somebody said that it should be. It's going to be interesting. That first one.
Oh, you're talking about the Rams.
Yeah, that
Panthers.
first one, baby.
I was so mad during that because
That
I'm
first
like,
one.
I freaking know the Bears are beating the Packers, and so then they're going to get this cupcake matchup against a crappy Panthers team.
My dad was my dad was treating that like a Bears Packers game almost. Where he's like, please, no. It was like when they got up 17-7, he was like, he was still head on a swivel. Like, what's about to happen here? What's going on? Right. Which was the right call because my guy, the Small and company came back.
Jake, I live here in Michigan, you know?
Yeah.
And I think I have some friends who still have some of those stupid Detroit Rams shirts. I think I might borrow one for this playoff game to root against the Bears.
That's fair.
We're gonna do that. Tool for this is
so I got my Devontae jersey
personally. Devontae said earlier this week, he said, once a Packer, always a Packer.
Good.
Shout out Lil Wayne. Come
on, Devontae.
Iowa Joe.
BTA, baby. Come on.
Who's not complaining. While you are finally reading these, do you guys listen? You got to Venmo us if you want us to read your comment, man. Since we don't have super chat ability. While you are finally reading these, do you guys want to join Mike and I this weekend for our year-end awards show? Tell me more about it. You got to sell me on this because I hate awards shows.
And throw a time out there.
The time is going to matter a lot because I have kind of a busy weekend. So throw the time out to me, and we'll see if I can thread the needle to get on there. But also sell me on it because although I like you, Mike is a Michigan fan, and I hate award shows. So sell me on it. Boy, we got a lot of these messages to catch up on here. So there's some good ones I think I'm going to skip here. But Ayers says, I had to convince myself hard to even kind of like Amari's college tape. There was one thing that I liked about Amari, and only one. And that was that he asked the Packers to draft him. He said, I would love the Packers to draft me. So I thought that was cool. There was nothing else I liked about Amari as a prospect. But also, I never or at least, back in that era, never ever liked Clemson skill players. I'm still not a T. Higgins guy after all these years. I'm sorry. I'm not there still.
That's understandable.
Congrats to him for making it work in Cincinnati. I wouldn't give him a wooden nickel to come here.
Yes.
Let's see here. Adam Huddle says that pick was not Goose's fault. I think you're talking about the fact that they brought in Randall Cobb over Amari Rodgers.
True.
The pick was Goose's fault because the pick sucked. Amari Rodgers is a bad football player. Always was. Should not have been drafted where he was. Never went on to do jack after he left us. He had one good catch for like the Houston Texans or somebody, or like a UFL team or something. Like a couple weeks after we cut him or something like that. And then he's never been heard of since. He's probably selling insurance right now.
That's probably true.
All right. Ayers said Watson is good. Relax. I agree. Watson is good. That's the operative word there. Okay, Chris said we like Christian Watson, but giving up 53 and 59. Oof, that was Alec Pierce and Evan Ingram. Alec Pierce is who I wanted. There were a number of guys I really wanted.
Yeah,
Ed Ingram.
Yes.
Shall
we really drive? Yeah, let's drive the knife in for this one. Ready? 53 and 59. What could they have been? Let's look behind door number 2.
Can you put it on the screen for us?
All right.
Please. It'll be good podcasting for the video people.
Yes.
This Matt LaFleur.
Of course, I will.
Xbox controller.
Oh, man, we're clicking at the same time. This is good live
stream. But I stopped. I only clicked once.
All right, so 53 was Alec Pierce.
So we missed out on George Pickens. We missed out on George Pickens.
We would have had to move up. We're 53. We've had to move up. But 53 could have been right here. Okay?
Yep.
53 could have been Trey McBride. 59 could have been Nick Bonito.
I loved Nick Bonito.
So, we might still have first-round picks if that were the case, the next 2 years. Very possible. No guarantee.
I actually like Brian Asamoah as well. Did you like him?
Oh, the Oklahoma kid. Nah. Jacoby Dean and Chanel were still available too.
Yeah. So Chanel was Wisconsin. Dean was what? Utah.
Dean was Georgia. Lloyd was the
Lloyd was Utah.
Yeah.
Can you scroll down a little bit?
Yeah. Fortner's Emerson's not bad. Cleveland.
Nick Petit Frere's out of the league now. That's wild.
Shout
out Valus Jones.
This one makes me giggle.
So funny. I liked Abraham Lucas.
You know why?
A lot.
Yeah. Paspo ready-made. Talk about ready-made players. Also like Travis Jones. Yes, Travis Jones.
Look, we could have had Desmond Ritter on our roster right now if we would have drafted him.
What makes
Bernard
this
Raymond,
really funny?
I loved Bernard Raymond. I had him as like a top 6 or 7 pick in the draft that year. Bernard Raymond.
He's a stud. Velus Jones, we got to do this really fast. Velus Jones at 71. I think it's like 153. No, well, 153 is pretty good. Pretty cool. Way down. No, 148 is what I was thinking of. Khalil Shakir way down here.
Yeah.
And the Bears took Velus Jones like 77 picks out of him. That was hysterical. That was Shakir. Gosh, that was so funny. Yeah, Dean went in here somewhere. Yep, there we go. 83. Malik Willis at 86.
I think Willis and Ritter and Corral. No, I didn't like Willis. I liked Corral and Ritter a bit in this class. This is a bad quarterback class.
Shout out to Corral for no stats.
I had them all as like second, third round talents. No first round quarterbacks that year, but I did like of the whole group. Those were the two guys I liked was Ritter and Matt Corral.
See the only day 2 guy with no stats? Yeah, pretty much. That's crazy. They moved up a long way too.
I did like Sean Ryan. I had Sean Ryan as our third round pick. I like Sean Ryan as our third round pick.
Chanel.
Kirby Joseph I had as a first rounder, and I think that's aged pretty darn well.
Yeah, especially in this class, because this class had. Yeah, this was Brisker.
There were some really good safeties.
Petrie,
I did like
here,
Brisker.
Hill.
I liked who was the guy the Vikings took? Louis Scene. Now he didn't pan out, but I liked him.
Did he have no stats?
I liked Dax Hill.
No, I guess he got stats. 11 games. That'll play.
There's one more safety. That was a really good safety class on paper.
It was, yeah. Petrie's a stud.
Petrie. I had a guy. I had a guy from Baylor come on my podcast at the time and do a big Petrie breakdown because I was a mega Petrie and Kirby Joseph fan, and also Lewis C. Those are my 3 guys at safety.
Petrie's sick. Perfect fit in Houston.
All right. We got to move on. We got so many pin comments we got to get to. Ayers says, "I believe in Ryan. Let's get a tackle and a guard in this draft." Jake, if you had to go into the 2026 season with Sean Ryan as your starting center, how would you be feeling?
All right. I'd feel okay.
I want to put something on screen here. So this is a tweet from. I need to share 2 tabs at once. I think what I'll do, I'll share one, and I'll read the other. Okay, that's how I'm going to do this. All right, so it's Jacob Morley's tweet. I'm going to give him credit for it.
Oh, please be the one I'm thinking that I have ready to queue up.
Okay, so here's the video that he tweeted, and then he quote tweeted it with a rant. He said, "You want to talk about when the season was over? Sure, the injuries in Denver were brutal, but allowing this type of behavior sent a message to the rest of the NFL and guys like Austin Booker, Jaquan Brisker, the entire Ravens offensive line. They heard it loud and clear. I'm going to bully you, and you aren't going to do anything about it. Culture, edge, backbone, soft. Call it whatever you want. But if this passive attitude doesn't change, nothing will. It starts with the guys up front. Protect the QB, protect your teammates. Isn't always just a between the whistle thing." And And we've seen Bakhtiari, TJ Lang, some other former Packers offensive linemen really on Twitter, really looking down on the attitude of the Packers offensive line this year. Go ahead, Jake. I see you have your hand raised.
Two things. One, I think there were also some tweets about 3 of the 5 of them this past Saturday wearing sleeves. That's how do you feel about that? Right. Also,
I think TJ Lang. Oh, it was Bakhtiari. It was either Lang or Bakhtiari.
Someone did it. Yeah.
Tweeted the thing with Sean Ryan where what his injury was revealed, which was just like a bruise.
Oh,
one bruise or something.
Yeah.
And they were like, "You've got to be effing kidding me that you exited the game with under a minute left for a bruise."
Yeah. If I were an O-line coach and that position's available, I look no further. Look no further. TJ Lang could take that job by slamming that down on the desk right now. I guarantee it. Slam the tweet down on the desk. Say, hey, you call me. You call me if you need some assistance there. Like, it just...
You know what would be funny would be if Lang,
the guards
uninvited, walked into Matt LaFleur's office and then punched the crap out of the desk and said, "I am either going to beat you up or I'm going to make your offensive line beat up opposing defensive lines. Your choice."
And then
do you think Matt LaFleur would hire him?
Yeah, I think so. Have this queued up and be like, "This is not happening again, buddy. Or it's happening to you, boss. I'll do this to you if you don't hire me right now. This is not happening again."
I think Tool for this.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Got the quote verbatim. "You better have a broken leg or be dead to come off the field with a minute left." I think that was it.
That's
Ayers said Rasheed Walker is really just not it. I've always liked Rasheed. I really loved him as a 7th round pick. I had, I think, a 3rd round value on him. And he's been good, but no, he's not good enough. And we can and absolutely should upgrade. That's a must. Chris, our offensive line and team are as soft as marshmallows. Oh, yeah. And Tool for this. Nixon yeeted himself away from Swift. I think that was actually Monongai, wasn't it? Maybe it was Swift. If it was Swift, that's even more embarrassing.
It was. No, it's Swift.
Was it Swift or Monongai? That's even more embarrassing. I'm sorry. Get Keisean out of here. I've been over him for a year, but absolutely get him out of here.
Yeah. I
need to find the clip. For anybody who hasn't seen it, you have to see the Keisean clip. I bet if I just search his name. Yep, here we go. Warren Sharp. Here's the tweet. Where's my tab? Here it is.
Okay, but at least he had...
Here's the... Look at this. Yeah! Had the chance to try and save the touchdown, and instead decided to save his knees.
Listen, I think
Screw Keisean Nixon.
I think my season was good.
Get out of there.
I had a good year. I don't know what...
I loved the sunshine pumpers on social media, coming out of the bushes like Homer Simpson every 5 games to lecture everybody for complaining about the bad cornerback play in between those 5 games. Like, hey, I'm going to come out after week 2 and week 7 and week 13 when the corners had really good games, and lecture everybody for complaining the rest of the season about the horrible cornerback play.
Yeah, no.
Ayers says, "I hate K9." I'm certainly over the Keisean Nixon experience.
So
it was fun for a couple of years. I've been over it for a while.
I met my goals. I had that one game with a lot of passes defensed, and
5 passes.
I got the Bears. I got Caleb once, and I feel good about it.
Adam Huddle, you're here. We talked about you at the beginning of the
Nixon talks about S hit.
The S hit. Should we label this episode S hit?
Yeah, I think so.
Talking about a lot of S hit.
Yep. No, but I think like the one thing, the O-line thing as well, like again, this is it's gonna bend
Huddle
my
says
philosophy here,
this was the year the Packers actually should have went with an off-the-wall new offensive line in the playoffs. Kennard at right tackle, Morgan at left tackle would have had better results.
in this game,
It could not have had much worse results, especially in the second half at least.
Yeah. I think the one thing about the O-line as well is just, Lang played like defensive line and then offensive tackle. Sitton did play some guard, but finished at offensive tackle. So, like, I get it. Yeah, you drafted both tackles to be guards. But clearly, I think when everybody watched them, right, it was like, oh, these guys, they want it. They are tough SOBs. They are not going to take crap from any. Like, it's a different breed of player that they're bringing in here. And you have to find those guys at guard. No more like, unless
now that's not a position Gutekunst has heard of.
I know.
Someone
walk into Goody's office and draw those little 5 circles. Circle the two circles that he doesn't pay attention to. What are these? Tell me what this is.
Tackle. Yeah.
Tell me what those are. Do you know what that is?
Guard. Yeah. That's tackles with shorter arms. Yeah, I know what those are.
Those guys are tackles. They're just further in the interior.
Oh, those are tackles.
Everybody's
3 and 4.
a tackle.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, tackles 3 and 4.
Aren't we all tackles?
What's center? Oh, it's guard 3 and 4. Yeah. Like center 1 and center 2.
That's tackle. That's tackle 3. Tackle 4 and 5 are those other spots. We have the true tackles, tackle 3, and
5
tackle 4 and 5.
Hey, that explains.
Tell me I'm wrong. They could have 5 tackles playing the spots right now if they wanted to.
They frequently do. They frequently do.
That's a problem.
Sean Ryan was a tackle.
Yeah.
Belton was a tackle.
Yeah.
I don't know who the heck the Notre Dame guy is that we paid a lot of money to, but Jordan Morgan was a tackle. And Jordan Morgan was our left guard. I don't know what you're talking about. Notre Dame guy. Rasheed Walker was a tackle. Zach Town was a tackle. It's 5 tackles.
Hey, you said him. You said there was a Notre Dame guy. Yeah, he played mostly guard, left guard, 21 snaps.
Seriously, that's 5 starters who played tackle. Sean Ryan, Jordan Morgan, Rasheed Walker, Anthony Belton, Zach Town. 5 tackles playing across our offensive line. That's Brian Gutekunst's goal.
That's something.
Tell me that's not his goal.
Oh,
it is his goal.
Oh, for sure. It was like, could I get 5 tackles on the starting offensive line? I think I will.
AFAM is just trying to make me mad here.
Goody, will you draft a guard?
Because I'm going to punch
No, I don't think I will.
Tool for this.
Jokic is a center. Jokic is a center. It's true. He has drafted centers.
He's going to the draft in Pittsburgh.
That's pretty fun.
I am not going to. I went to Detroit and I went to Green Bay. And halfway through Detroit, I said, this is fun and I don't ever need to go to the draft again. But next year it's in Green Bay. Halfway through the draft in Green Bay, I said, this was fun and I don't ever need to go to the draft again. So I'm going to listen to myself.
Pittsburgh, baby.
And Pittsburgh would be a super fun place to go. And I've had enough of standing in a crowd all day waiting for the draft to start. Also, I got thrown up on in Detroit, and also a guy, a really tall, heavy guy, passed out and fell on me and hurt my shoulder. So, and I'm not somebody who likes crowds anyway, so I think I'm good. There's probably some tall, heavy guys who are going to drink a lot in Pittsburgh. Really be good. So did you want to read this one that you pinned?
Yeah, Tulver said the fact that our line is softer than a bunch of dudes who were part of the riff off in Pitch Perfect 2, which was sick, by the way. I very much enjoyed that. But I mean, it is. You got to get dogs. He has a hybrid O-line complex, says AFAM. Yep. Draft guys who have the tenacity. Yes. Yeah, don't be nonchalant on the field. I like that. You think the Texans were nonchalant on the field yesterday? No. They buried
We've
the
had
Steelers. They buried them. They were tired of the nonsense when their quarterback
was one of
turned the ball over a million times.
It was one of my biggest complaints about Kenny Clark the last 2 years he was here. It was all the stopping mid-play to stand there and put his hands on his hips and watch everybody else play. Like, the quarterback still has the ball in his hands, and Kenny is now just standing there watching other people chase him. Yeah. Here's one. Tyler Dershel.
I got a question.
Complain about Matt LaFleur. You have a question? Yeah,
yes.
What's your question?
Hold on. I just want to look this up. But if...
Oh, I thought of a good topic we should hit today. We should hit...
a 2-year deal? Is he going to come back?
Kenny? You want Kenny back?
Oh, no. The base salary is not high. Okay. Anyway, if Cam Hayward were to play for another year, do you want him?
Absolutely, I do. Okay. What kind of question is that?
Okay, I'm just checking.
Cam Hayward's going to go in the Hall of Fame.
I'm just checking.
You got to be pretty darn
37.
bad.
It's going to be 37.
At the end of your career.
That's a question.
If you are a guaranteed Hall of Famer, for me to not want you. You got to be pretty darn bad at the end of your career.
Yeah, can we bring in
Dershel.
Mike Daniels for assistant too? Yeah, bring all these. Bring Lang sitting. Lang and Daniels should have an open invitation to be
Mike
coaches
Daniels
anytime.
And Mike McDaniel.
Yes, please.
I tweeted today or yesterday,
but we're going to lose out on the payment to the Ford family because they make all those cars.
Well, so this is the thing. So first of all, Green Bay apparently is poor. We've known.
I have heard
we've known that they've always been cheap with the coaching salaries.
Yeah,
that's been a thing we've known. Apparently, and maybe this is because of the big extensions they just gave out, Micah Parsons, all this stuff. Apparently, the rumor is they're very cash poor right now.
Yeah.
I would like to know what they do with all their money because they make a lot of money.
They made that sledding hill.
Don't talk about sledding hill. It's people mad. People are going to get really mad. Dershel is complaining about Matt LaFleur. Says he has never fixed special teams, however. Well, Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur both don't care about special teams. Matt has told us dozens of times in recent years that he doesn't care about special teams. Believe him when he says it. It's true.
Then here's my thing, right? If you don't believe, never kick and make an intention to never kick. When it's 3rd and 12, try to get half. Be prepared to go, right?
Okay, Ben Johnson.
Never kick. Hey, Ben Johnson won on Saturday. He didn't want to kick.
No, Ben Johnson didn't
win.
Won.
He won.
Lost.
He won. He didn't want to kick.
Vomited that. He
didn't want to kick.
They chewed up and swallowed the Bears and then vomited them back on the field and got beheaded by them.
Hey, I got a question.
Tell me.
The first 4 games, people were going for it on 4th down. Then the Boomers got to enjoy their games. How did those go? 16-3, 30-6, boring. That's all I got to say. The people who were going for it and having fun, the games were fun. Almost.
I didn't.
One of them wasn't fun.
You had fun watching that game?
One of them wasn't fun. It was fun for the masses. You tell me it wasn't. You tell me people didn't enjoy that game.
Did you see?
We didn't.
It was
obviously.
Did you see it was the most watched NFL game of all time?
I'm sure it is.
That?
Well,
31
ahead of a Super Bowl
million people.
Oh,
watched
okay. Non-Super Bowl game.
Yeah, non-Super Bowl. It's the most watched NFL game of all time, and of course it was us, and of course we lost to the Bears.
Listen, it is what it is.
It's like, hey. It
is what it is.
The 2 most watched college football games of all time are Ohio State Michigan games, and Ohio State lost both of them.
Well,
so of course this would happen to me with the Packers as well.
Can't win them all. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
All right. I want to keep addressing Tyler Dershel's thing though. Okay, because he says never fix special teams, and it's cost us multiple playoff games. So Matt LaFleur is 3-6 in the playoffs. Yes.
Sounds right.
Yeah, he's 3-6 in the playoffs. He's been here 7 years. He only missed the playoffs once. He's been eliminated 6 times, and he won 2 games in 2 games each, 2019 and 2020, because he had a bye both times. And then he won the Dallas game with Love. So he's 3-6 in the playoffs.
I was at one of those.
So
3 wins.
So adjusting for a minimum number of playoff games played, the stat apparently is that he has the third lowest playoff win percentage of all time for head coaches who have coached at least like 2 or 3 playoff games.
This is the Jack Sparrow beat. This is the Pirates beat. You're without a doubt the worst playoff coach I've ever heard of. But you have heard
always
of me,
in the playoffs.
And I have made the playoffs.
But I'm always in the playoffs. You always lose in the playoffs.
But
I always make the playoffs.
Yes. Oh, man. Yes.
All right.
We need to make that. We probably should make that. That would do
Did
numbers,
Keisean actually say this? Keisean said that he did a great job.
Yeah, no, he said it. That's why I'm out. I'm out. Super out.
That's why you're out. You should have been out a long time ago. If you weren't, shame on you as a football analyst.
Yes. Yes.
And let in the hate.
How many times are we watching this on the screen?
I'm going to take it down when I stop feeling angry about it.
All right. That's fair.
All right. There's so many comments in here. You guys are, I'm loving that you're bringing it in.
You guys
the
are
chat.
crushing.
I really am.
For sure
says,
they're back. For sure they're back. Yes,
Nixon's
I did
back.
hit
Screw Nixon.
I did
Valentine,
hit AFAM's thing
sure,
about
whatever.
hybrid O-line.
He's not amazing, but
I did hit that one on by AFAM. I did some quick hitters real fast.
Ayers says Bullard got better this
Bullard's
year after all the criticism because he is dedicated. A dog. Can you give me your full assessment of Javon Bullard after his second year? Yeah, you. Give me year 2 is in the books.
Probably not give you full assessment because I'm going to be working through those here.
Well, I don't want a 15-minute video, but give me 2 minutes.
What? Wow, that's nice. No,
I'm saying I don't want a 15-minute video in the middle of this podcast.
I know.
You can save it for your own 15-minute video.
No, I got to go look at everything first. But I mean, I think there are still.
Got to go watch the tape.
Yeah,
before you can answer that question.
Have to. Listen, it's too early to say. I gotta go get, we're gonna get a nice whiskey, as Aaron Rodgers would say, and we gotta watch the film. Listen, I don't understand the question, and I will not respond to it. No, I think it's gotten better for him. I think he's done a really nice job operating as the nickel around the line of scrimmage. I don't think you can say that he is doing what this fella is doing here on the screen right now over and over. I still think there are some lapses in coverage, but I think for the most part, I think if he settles into this spot, I'm excited to have him at this spot going into next season. I do. And to have him fill in at safety is totally fine for me as well, to kind of be in that mode. Now, I still think it does open the door of like, hey, this nickel position, there needs to be somebody else here, right? And in theory, we know who it should be. But nickels don't do this on the screen. It should be him.
Well,
it should be Keisean.
All we have is nickels. Hobbs is a nickel.
That's fine. Like, I just don't. Again, Keisean should be, but if we're going to do this as a backup nickel, no, get out of here. Right?
Keisean should be out of Green Bay.
I don't think he will be, but he should. Yeah, I agree. No,
he's not even good at returns anymore.
No, he isn't. So much so that Jacobs was doing it. Yeah. I mean, it's okay. I feel good about Bullard.
Okay.
I feel good about it.
Durcho says we need a head coach who wears a hat. Only one coach in the last 20 years has won a Super Bowl without wearing a hat.
Okay.
Does Matt wears a hat sometimes?
I know who it is.
You know who it is.
I do.
Yep. Well, Belichick because he wears a hoodie.
I don't think it's Belichick because he's done the visor, right? So I think he still Only one.
Matt wears a hat sometimes. He wears baseball caps.
It's not Pete Carroll? I don't think I've ever seen that man in a hat.
I've never seen Pete in a hat, and
Pete for sure.
I don't think Belichick in a visor counts at all. That's not a hat.
Okay. So maybe Belichick also would count then.
A visor counts more than a hoodie
McVay doesn't either.
Right. McVay was the first person I thought of, but then
this is
thought of Belichick.
This is getting torn to shreds right now.
Yeah.
This is.
I have a better one for you.
Hold on.
We need a head coach who is fat.
No.
Zach Jacobson tweeted that.
No.
Mike McCarthy, fat. Mike Holmgren, fat. Both of them won Super Bowls.
No, I don't want to go down this road.
Not fat.
I don't want to go down this road.
What do you think about this one from Packers?
So I guess the argument is, is the argument for the fat coach that you're not working on yourself, you're working on the team, right? Is that the argument?
I don't know. I feel like by the time Mike McCarthy left, I was I had some.
Isn't that the argument?
Being ready for a head coach who wasn't fat and out of shape and not paying attention to details that mattered, like his health. What do you think about this, Packers superfan? I wouldn't hire Raheem Morris to clean toilets in Lambeau. Big time poser, right out of the Joe Barry Academy of Posers. Comment on that, Mr. Schyvinck.
Yeah, I'm good with not bringing in Morris. I have some ideas. I know you have been very adamant about a certain DC. If a certain team does not want him back and he doesn't get a head coaching job, that should be a no-brainer.
You talking to me or Packers superfan?
You. I'm talking to you.
I think the only DC I've even talked about has been Brian Flores.
Right. Exactly. If Havley leaves,
I'm certainly not like Team Flores or nobody. I know. I think that Flores is clearly a good DC.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense to not try and lure him away from Minnesota because you're killing two birds with one stone. You won't have to play him, and he's been good as a DC everywhere he went. Did he go to Pittsburgh for a minute? Was he a DC in Pittsburgh for a minute?
He was like a defensive assistant or something. He was something in Pittsburgh.
That was his first stop after Miami.
But he did something.
I keep seeing people say he's going to be head coach. I don't think there's any shot at all that he gets hired as a head coach until he's no longer suing the NFL. There's just no chance that the other 31 owners are going to allow a team to hire Flores as a head coach until he's no longer suing the NFL. There's just no chance at all.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't care where you stand on the issue of whether Flores was wronged, whether he should be suing the NFL or not. It's a logistics thing. There's no chance that Goodell and 31 owners will agree to let one owner hire a guy who's currently suing the NFL as a head coach. It won't happen
unless the one owner is,
Jerry.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, but Jerry would be like the loudest voice out of all of them.
Probably
this guy.
It's probably true.
Cannot be hired.
It's probably true.
Honestly, if Flores dropped his lawsuit, Jerry is still going to be arguing for nobody to be allowed to be able to hire Flores. Jerry's probably mad that Flores is a coordinator, frankly.
No,
from what we know about Jerry.
It's true.
Okay. Chris says the head coach should have to wear a trench coat and an old-timey hat during the throwback game.
I love that.
I think in the Packers Bears game, that should absolutely be mandatory.
Yeah.
It's weird that it's not already
100%.
a tradition.
100%.
Head coach who wears a suit, tie, and fedora. Joe, wait a minute.
Can I
Joe,
ask?
You're still in the chat, but you didn't elaborate on the. Did I miss him elaborating on the awards thing?
He did. Yep.
Shoot, did that get starred? I'm sorry, Joe. I missed this one.
No.
Awards. We need this. Awards. He's got a nice.
It's like 5 to 8 p.m. on Sunday, I think is what he said.
5. Sure. It's a 3-hour show. We're
It's not a 3-hour show. I think they were going to start at some point in that time frame.
And did he explain? Did he sell?
I don't know if he explained the show,
the awards thing. He's got a nice bright avatar, so he's supposed to be easy to find there.
I got
I'm
it.
seeing a lot of his comments in here. I just don't see the
I
one.
got it.
As for time, so what did he say right before that or right after it?
Right after
Sunday.
What did he say right after it?
I'm gonna while
The
we're
internet
on here,
draft crush Jelani Woods is what he said after that. So,
honey, what do we have Sunday?
there you go.
Between
You just keep ignoring me.
Oh, 5 to 8. I'm always busy 5 to 8. That's dinner time to kids' bedtime. I'm always busy during that block. After 8, because we start this show 8 Central. So that's 4 to 7 my time. Yeah, so we start the show at 7:15
during Bears Rams
because that's when I'm free every night. It's starting at 7:15 Central. That's why we start the show at this weird time, because the kids have to be in bed by 7 p.m. Central. And then there's always baloney in between 7 and 7:15 where they get back out of bed and they're like, I need some water. Oh, I need to go to the bathroom again, even though I went twice. So there's always 15 minutes of buffer time for stalling and baloney. So if you can do 7:15 or later, 7 p.m., I will make it happen for you, Joe. I'll be there, even though we're going to do awards.
With bells on.
But will you let me do a fart or shart award for somebody?
Sure.
Well, I'm not asking you, Jake, because you're not the host. Joe, I think Joe's the host. So, Joe,
you're asking.
You will let me do a fart or shart award.
Have you gone back to other recap shows and listened to other ones, or no?
Of ours?
No, they're the Ringers when they do those, because they did it all year on the Sunday recap. I just didn't know if you've gotten hooked on this so much that you're like, this needs to be a part of stuff. That's why you're asking.
No, I haven't. I have not actually given that podcast a real shot yet. I did was I sat through about 25 minutes of them talking to Michael Bublé, because he was the guest host on that, and I thought that was the time stamp that you were asking me to look at. And so I sat through that for 25 minutes, and I was like, wow, I really don't care about celebrity opinions on football. So I need to give that podcast a fair start. Show where we talk about who's our team MVP, LVP, Keisean Nixon. Oh, Brandon McManus, Rookie of the Year, etc. Whoops.
Have you checked the Venmo?
This show needs a segment called "What's in the Mock," where you do a mock draft. All right, I'll do that. Jake,
check it
after we answer a couple more good questions on here. Do you want to do a new segment called "What's in the Mock," brought to us by Redacted Energy?
Yeah, let me make the banner. Do we have enough banners here?
Well, the time frame you gave me is the exact time frame I can't do it. Sounds made up. Well,
that's what we're here for.
But if you have toddlers, you know that from dinner time to bedtime is when they're the most psychotic.
What is it? What's in the mock?
Tired. What's in the mock? Is this a what's in the box? This is a what's in the box, a Brad Pitt.
That has to be, yes.
Thing, isn't it?
That has to be.
Ayers says, speaking of mock, draft a darn defensive tackle. Knew we made a mistake letting Slayton go. He was top tier run D. I don't know, top tier, but 3 tech and a true guard. Oh, Jake, do you want to draft a 3 tech and a true guard?
Oh, yes, I do.
I know a GM who doesn't want to do that, but
well, guess what? He ain't here.
Guess what? He doesn't get to control our mock draft because he's too busy doing a real mock.
He tried to write us, but we ain't right back though about appearing here and doing a mock draft. He said, "No, you don't allow us in your room. We're not allowing you in ours." Okay.
This is true. It is bull that Brian Gutekunst doesn't let us come in and advise his draft strategy. Like that's just.
Why doesn't he let people walk in and look at the draft board? What could go wrong?
What's up with that? What's up with that? And why did the Packers let the Lions hire John Schneider as a advisor instead of them hiring him?
Oh, John Dorsey?
Yeah, John Dorsey. Sorry, not John Schneider. John Dorsey. John Dorsey must be the least likable personality on the planet because he is an excellent talent evaluator in the draft and cannot.
I think that's right. I think that's likely correct that he is not the most pleasant person to work with.
All right, I'm skipping through our pinned comments here to see if there's anything that I feel like we should address instead of switching to mock draft mode. Guys, do you see the Venmo QR on screen or the Venmo username down below? Please send us some money to sponsor a mock draft. We're going to do a mock draft anyways, but please sponsor our mock drafts because we want the money, because doing this podcast is fun, but it also is a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. And one of the reasons that we keep doing it every week, including in the off season, is because it's nice to have a little chunk of change coming our way that we can go spend on energy drinks. And also this show actually has some expenses. Believe it or not, it's not free and it's not exactly cheap either. There are some expenses that have to be paid in order for this show to go at the level that it currently does. And we can't level it up and make it better because that costs more money. So as Aaron Kate said at the beginning of the show, get on the VM. And there's no voicemail. Nobody left a single voicemail this whole time. So send some Venmo in. We also accept Cash App. It's down there as well. So if you don't have Venmo, then do the Cash App. It's the exact same username. Okay. I don't think there's anything in here that we have to do. Edgar Diaz, 2 minutes ago. How late am I? Is Jeff Hafley our head coach yet?
No.
Matt LaFleur said that he has full confidence that Jeff Hafley is going to be a head coach somewhere this coaching cycle.
It's hard with 9 openings not to believe that.
So to me begs the question, why are we sitting on our hands waiting for the guy to get hired away before we start interviewing defensive coordinators? And I had some people disagree with me for this take on social media and say like, well, that's disrespectful to Jeff Hafley. Is it? It's a vote of confidence. It's saying, hey, you're going out there interviewing for head coaching jobs. So that means we need to replace you because you're leaving because somebody's going to hire you to be a head coach. Hey, Jeff, tell you what, since you're trying so hard to go be a head coach somewhere and you have all these interviews, if nobody makes you a good enough offer, by all means, let me know because I'd love to keep you. But I fully assume you're going to get a job. So I'm going to be interviewing your replacement. This is a no-brainer. And like if you think that there's like a matter of decorum and like respect to the filled position, like that's a non-starter for me. Absolute non-starter for me. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like again, Hafley had interviews, right? Guys have had interviews as head coaches that don't get the job, right? If you're thinking Hafley's going to leave and you're interviewing like maybe guys from college or like passing game coordinators on other teams, doesn't mean you're hiring them, right? But you're getting familiar with them, right? In the case that at some point this happens. And I feel like, especially now, like I get it. If you did it last year because you're kind of like, oh yeah, Hafley, I bet he gets interviewed because the Green Bay defense is going well. I don't think he's getting a job. Okay, fine. But like this one's clearly with 9 openings, right? Even if we went through this, right? Let's say Tomlin doesn't take one, right? Because it doesn't seem like he
probably is not going to.
He's probably going to do the McCarthy thing, take the year off, which totally understandable. So if we do this, right?
Harbaugh, Stefanski, McDaniel, and Hafley all end up as head coaches in this.
So that's 4, and
I think Miami and Cleveland swap head coaches.
Clint Kubiak,
see it? I could
probably
see
one of him. Mike LaFleur, maybe, perhaps. Chris Shula, perhaps.
So that would be maybe the one that would like unseat the Stefanski to Miami thing for me. Would be Shula
potentially. What else? Who am I missing here?
I'm going to pause you for a second. We do have a dono from Chris N.
Okay.
$5. And he says, 3 Tech guard, corner in that order. So I think our first mock draft is going to be sponsored by Chris. We're going to attempt to do 3 tech, guard, and corner in that order. But
does it have to start in the second round?
It has to start with where our picks actually are.
No, but can you do hold on. Can you do 3 tech, guard, corner in rounds 3, 4, 5? Or does it have to be 2, 3, 4?
I am always on board with trading down. Always.
Yes. Excellent.
So,
but I was just, but like the coaches just trying to go through it. It's like, I think that's where we're at. Like there's going to be a bunch of those. Maybe Udinsky gets one, perhaps. Joe Brady. Packers fans were some Packers fans on Twitter very adamant. Let's go get Joe Brady. No, thank you. JJ, would you like to hire Harbaugh or Stefanski? I never asked you this because we were having this conversation at the beginning.
Maybe this is a backwards thinking, but my thought process on whether we get a new head coach or not is a lot more about the guy we currently have than about who we could go and get. That's probably backward, but like to me, keeping Matt LaFleur is either the right decision because of Matt LaFleur, or it's not the right decision because of Matt LaFleur.
That's fair.
And I'm just not willing to say like, "Ooh, I don't know that there's a slam dunk hire out there, and that's why I'm gonna stick with status quo." Like, okay, then you are acknowledging that you are settling in 2026 if you don't think that LaFleur is the right guy, but you also don't believe in your ability to go out there and find the right guy. So
that would be a problem. That's if you can't find the right guy. True.
You should, if you are the Packers president, you should at all times have a list in your safe of here are the head coach and GM candidates that I am keeping an eye on in case my current guy gets abducted by aliens. And
do you have a list? It might not be in a vault, but do you have a list?
It's not like a polished list that I am ready to present on a podcast, but are there guys I have my eyes on? Absolutely.
Any that you would like to share with the people before we do this mock draft?
No, but I can bring it. I can bring like some more polished thoughts next week.
Okay.
I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
I just don't want to put anything out public right now when I haven't thought about it.
There's one that's always in the vault. Okay. Because you just have to Google him. It doesn't take long.
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't take long. Okay. This guy's in the vault.
Who would you rather have as head coach of the Green Bay Packers in 2026? Matt LaFleur or Kurt Cignetti?
As long as Cignetti isn't going to run 25% RPOs on offense, we're fine.
I mean, he's going to be playing a different types of opponents in the NFL than he would.
RPOs aren't good
at Indiana. So
yeah.
I mean, I'd like the Packers to run some RPOs, but you don't need to be that heavy on RPO.
Brother, I'm in. That guy could take anyone to deep water. I'm convinced. Could he beat up Vrabel? I don't know.
So I will say
Vrabel, at the very least.
Vrabel was one of the guys that I would have been willing to move on from Matt LaFleur for after Tennessee let him go.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
He was there for me. Yeah. Sadly, he's clearly not available now.
Yeah, I think final point on LaFleur, like there are guys I'm watching, and that'll be interesting. We can bring those up next week because who knows if how much dust is going to be settled by next week. Right? I think Harbaugh might be that first domino that I think a lot of people are kind of, waiting on, right? Which, again, if you're Tennessee, Cleveland, the Giants, Atlanta, right? Floor raiser, you're kind of waiting on him probably. And I think that kind of will trigger the rest of this, perhaps. Or the first domino could be the Baltimore Ravens getting Jesse Minter. Right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, we can.
That would be interesting, but also like the Minter to Baltimore tie was John Harbaugh. I don't know that Minter and the Ravens owner have. Off the top of my head, I cannot remember who owns the Ravens. Do you remember the Ravens owner's name off the top of your head? Is that it?
I think that's right. My wonder is if there's enough ties that they like to McDonald, right? And that defensive structure ideology that you would want to have back in your building.
I don't know. McDonald was like not he just wasn't there very long.
I know, but
he's just not like a Raven household name.
No, but
Drew
didn't take long for him.
What the heck is that?
Candidate.
I'll tell you. Okay. He says, I'd rather have Jim Harbaugh than John Harbaugh. Let me just tell you a little thing about Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh goes by, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Which is, you know what? Okay.
Jim Harbaugh wears out his welcome at a point.
For sure.
If there is a fan base that would not be able to handle Jim Harbaugh staying more than 5 minutes later than he's welcome, it's the Packers fan base.
Yeah.
I would be 1,000,000% out on that.
Amen, brother.
Iowa Joe says, I'd rather have no Harbaugh. Packer Doug says, let's grab Dan Campbell as head coach. I was not aware Dan Campbell was available. Retain Halfley at defensive coordinator and get McDaniel as offensive coordinator. Let's feed families for generations. I mean, 2/3 of that is very possibly going to be in place in Detroit this coming year.
It's a bunch of bullcrap. Those car salesmen get to have a bunch of money for an offensive coordinator.
Edgar Diaz says,
we built that sled hill, baby.
Bring in Mike McDaniel for offensive coordinator. Move Steno back to O-line coach. First of all, I don't know that Steno would take a demotion.
He should.
Second, are we sure we want Steno to stay in the building? I think I'm ready for some new ideas and some outside voices.
Should he take the demotion? Probably, if offered. Honestly, he probably should. There were people throwing his name out for head coaching.
I know.
When the cycle started, I'm like, what are you doing, boss? What are you doing? That's no. We're not doing that. No,
you know what I saw?
You can have him. Have him. Please, he is. Please. By all means, go ahead. You know?
Well, so one of the tweets was somebody saying like, hey, John Eric Sullivan might try and bring in either Jeff Halfley or Adam Stenovich from Green Bay to be Miami's head coach. And I said, my case for John Eric Sullivan to bring in Steno instead of Halfley. Please take Steno.
I don't think Halfley wants to take Steno, to be honest.
No, not Halfley. John Eric Sullivan.
I know. But I'm saying if if Eric Sullivan hires Halfley, is Halfley going to want is Halfley going to want Stenovich? No. Why would he want him?
You know how many games that Halfley's defense has played well, and he's had to watch, Steno's, but really it's LaFleur's, but Steno's offense pissed the game away when Halfley's defense was playing well. Come on.
Again, just these complete games just aren't a thing.
It's time.
It's like
time.
Pitchers.
You know what we're about to do?
Yeah. What are we about to do?
We're about to do the mock draft. We're going to do the mock draft. It's going to be a good old time, a grand time.
Oh, I have this graphic too as you're setting this up, unless you want me to.
I'm ready, but you go ahead. Give me the graphic.
I know we want to we need to throw this up here, okay?
I do like throwing up. That's why we had Keisean Nixon on the screen for an hour.
So we need this up here. All right. If you're not in by now, it's one of these. It's one of these. Okay? It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's true. For the audio only crowd, I'll read it. It's a flow chart. It says why Jordan Love sucks. All three of the flow paths.
So for this is out here commenting too on this one.
I saw that. Okay. Option number 1, why Jordan Love sucks. I am confirming my priors. Option number 2, I'm annoyed that Green Bay has another franchise quarterback. Option number 3, Jordan Love sucks because I'm a Bears fan.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
This Jacob Morley shout out for this one. Too old for this is asking, what does confirming priors mean? It means you didn't like him in the draft. You didn't like him being picked at the time. So you will not like him ever.
Confirming priors means confirming your prior belief.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what that's about. Well, Lions fans might get in on that too. But anyway, this is what it is. If you want to promote, if somebody wants this, also in the comments, there's a trifecta in here, which I find hilarious. It's a Bears fan saying, just pretty much going through the trifecta of, I don't know what to tell you. Funny. He's not good, blah, blah, blah.
Bears fan says Rodgers was elite and everybody's eyeballs could tell them that. Jordan Love fans need to bring out charts and graphs to show why he's good. If you can't tell the difference, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, that's amazing.
That's serious trifecta.
That is amazing
right there. I am annoyed. I am confirming priors, and I am a Bears fan.
AFAM says Matthew Golden probably saved Goose's job. No, Jordan Love saved Goose's job.
Yeah, yeah.
How did Matthew Golden save Goose's job?
Jordan Love saved it for sure.
All right.
Matthew Golden. What Matthew Golden saved was total embarrassment of the 2025 class in year one, essentially.
Oh, I thought you were about to say total embarrassment of the 25 season.
No.
Which I would say he did not save that.
No. No, he saved the kind of like, oh man, this 2025 class did next to nothing, and it was very embarrassing. He pretty much saved that. And to Matthew Golden,
I mean, Dalton was a contributor in the
he was
late stretch of the year.
He was.
Who else did we even draft this year? Who's
Savion
pick this year?
Savion
basically play. He was kind of hurt all year.
Sorrell, Oliver,
and John Williams. They were all hurt.
Micah Robinson cut.
That guy. Yeah.
Warren Brinson.
Dude, that draft class that we did not love right away. That took 5 minutes to start looking like aged poorly. Chris N says, please provide a letter grade for Goot's draft record. We're not going to do that right now, but we will make that an entire episode probably.
Yep.
That's an excellent question. Jake, put that on our new to-do list that you are in charge of. We should have 2 to-do items on there now.
Yep.
To-do item number 3 should be find us some real sponsors, and to-do item number 4 should be draft some founding articles for our new company, Redacted Energy.
Okay, done.
Okay, all right. I'm going to stop looking at the chat right now because we have to get on. I'm not looking at that. We have to get on to our mock draft. All right, Chris N paid for one.
All right.
The rest of you, we could use some more donos, please. Venmo, it's Derailed Football. Send us some donos. We're gonna do some mock drafts. We're gonna fix the Packers. All right.
Yes.
So Chris, this is for you. What was the specific order that he wanted? The specific order was corner, then DT, then guard. Was that it?
I think it was DT, guard, corner.
I have it right here. It was 3-tech, guard, corner.
Why 3-tech? Why 3-tech, Brian Windhorst meme? Why 3-tech? No nose tackle? All right.
You answer for us, Jake. Answer for the people. Tell the people.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we got those 300-pound 3-techs. We need the big boy right now. I think.
What? But Colby Wooden doesn't do it for you?
He can do it for me a little bit, but not, We got to do 3-tech.
I know neither of them made it for us, Walter Nolan or Derek Harmon, but could you imagine?
Absolutely not. We can't do this. No.
Rodgers as OC.
Rodgers as OC would be like, all right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do empty. We're throwing back shoulders. We're throwing slants. We're throwing goes and seams. And we're doing those. We're doing those throw to the flat pick plays. No, that's okay. I'm all right.
Here's a new commenter with a comment I really like. JR Mistress 6852. Green Bay needs to hire outside of their circle and stop promoting people within their organization and people close to them or who they know, and that will fix their problems. I certainly think that especially on the offensive side of the ball, for sure, they need fresh perspective, outside voices, and no more yes men, please. Can we stop with the yes men? Can we get some people who are going to come in and challenge the way Matt LaFleur is doing things, because it ain't working. He has concepts of a plan, but we need somebody to stand up to some stuff here.
Accurate.
So, okay.
And welcome.
Here we go.
And welcome to our new commenter.
Here's the draft. Am I sharing my screen? I am sharing my screen. I just have PTSD from not sharing it correctly. Oh, let's see here. We're gonna start the draft here. So let's find us a defensive tackle. We got a couple right off the bat that we like. We do like Lee Hunter. We do like Dante Corleone, and frankly, we kind of like Dominique Orange as well.
Not 3-techs.
Well, but are we? Do we have to draft a 3-tech, or can we draft a defensive tackle?
I thought that's what was said in the. I thought that's what was
said. All right.
Which makes it really difficult for us. That guy has to have made a decision by now. Has he not?
Here we go. Darrell Jackson Jr., Florida State, 6'5", 337. He played 3-tech for us. He's not quite 23 years old yet.
It's a big fella.
Redshirt senior. Can he be our 3-tech? Run defense grade of 81.8 on PFF. Run stop rate of 8.9%. He played poorly against Bama. Who's this Lion? What team is that? Do you recognize that Lion? You see that?
Oh, yeah, I do. Who is this?
This is Darrell Jackson, Florida State.
Oh man, who the heck did who? Well, I'll find it very quickly.
Whoever they are, he had his best game ever against them. They got to be FCS.
That's Narnia.
Tool for the says that's Narnia.
That's fantastic. That's really good.
Iowa Joe says can't take Orange because we can't have any Cyclones. Sorry. Well, I had to watch this draft for Rashan Gary.
That's what East Texas A&M.
That's East Texas.
I knew it. I knew I saw them.
A&M.
Yeah, I knew I saw them recently. Yeah, I watched the bad beats of the college football season, best of the college football season. They were in the highlight. I knew I recognized it. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
AFAM says that he is about to send us a big dono for all 32 teams, 7-round plus UDFA, which I believe with our discounted offseason rates. Although the discounted offseason rates are about to expire because we are heading from draft offseason, which is football season, into draft season. This is the last week of discounted rates. So with our discounted rates, that's $50 for 32 teams and 7-round plus UDFA. I didn't know Narnia had a college team. Move all the picks to trade up for Caden McDonald. Seems like the perfect fit for what Green Bay needs.
Is that a 3-tech? No. We have been given specific orders. And as we all know, good soldiers follow orders.
No, Chris says do what you guys want.
What?
He says do what you guys want.
Okay, well.
No, I think he's specifically saying that in response to us asking about if it had to be a 3-tech or if it could be just any defensive
Lee Hunter.
Here's the thing. I love Lee Hunter.
Good. Done.
I also want to draft some new guys because here's the thing.
Well, who you want to draft?
I want to know some more defensive tackles. I don't know anything about Tim Keenan.
Drafted Tim
I know
Keenan. I have.
Bama's defense was awful. Look, who's this team?
Looks like Georgia State, but I can't
turned
tell.
in his best performance against. So he's, according to PFF, he sucked against Mizzou, Tennessee, LSU, Oklahoma, Auburn, and Oklahoma again.
Listen,
so that means that the only team that he sucked against who was halfway good was Oklahoma, and Oklahoma was bad on offense. They were good on defense.
Indiana. It was good against Indiana.
That's true. And good against Georgia. And Georgia ran the ball pretty darn well.
Good against Georgia twice on top of it.
That's true. That's true. And as we know, South Carolina was preseason number 13 in the AP.
Yes.
So
I've been told that matters, so that's good.
Gauntlet.
If they can use it, so can we.
Ayers says our DTs
are
DTs are just small and not that good. It's a stout refrigerator who can wiggle a bit.
Yes.
I mean, that's the ideal. Yeah.
Lee Hunter.
We may have to go with Lee Hunter. Oh, Edgar Diaz, do you have faith in our linebackers if Quay Walker leaves in free agency besides Cooper? Well, besides Cooper, there's nobody if Quay is gone. So you're asking, do we have faith in Isaiah McDuffie and Tyron Hopper? Of course not. That's why I don't want Quay Walker to go, because I like Quay and Cooper next to each other.
Someone asked if we could bring Doubs back, I remember early in the show, and I don't think that's happening. But yeah, Quay's gonna be probably one of the bigger decisions. Sean Ryan, another one, and Kingsley, another of is that gonna happen?
Kingsley for me is a no-brainer. You need Kingsley. You got to move off of Rashan Gary, and so your edge rushers next year should be Micah, Van Ness, Kingsley, and then you got Barryn, Sorrell, Colin Oliver, and Brenton Cox as kind of your only depth guys. That's it. So yeah, Kingsley has to stay. It makes no sense to let him walk.
Wow.
Could bring Eric Stokes back. I would have taken him this year. Would have been nice to have him as a warm body on the roster some weeks.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Okay. So we're taking Lee Hunter here because who was it? It said I want a stout refrigerator who can wiggle a bit. So I think
that's the move. Yeah.
Yeah. We're taking Lee Hunter. So next we're supposed
to
take
you. I trust you with this third-round pick. I must step away for a brief moment.
Guard and corner. We need a guard. Oh,
I will trust you with the guard, okay? I shall return momentarily.
Pat Coogan played center. And I just want to look at him. I know we're supposed to get a guard, but hear me out. We need a center, too. 6'5", 311. That's a little bit tall for the center. That is Josh Myers' size. Oh, let's see. We at least know all these teams. All right. We're stopping looking at Pat Coogan. So it still cracks me up that Ethan Onyano's on here. That's hilarious to me. Guard. All right. Rutledge intrigues me a bit. So Georgia Tech, he had a average game against Georgia. His good games came against Boston College, Syracuse, and is that Temple? That's Temple. Colorado. Colorado's terrible too. 6'4", 330. He's a senior. Run block grade 76.3. Pass block grade 76.1. Good in zone and gap. I gotta say, I'm intrigued. Let's pull. Oops, come on, load. All right, let's pull this up and look at him a little more in depth here. So, as far as consistency goes, and that's what a PFF grade really is consistency. He was a pretty consistently good pass blocker. Had a bad game against Florida State, Louisville, and Georgia. Now, I think you would look at that and say, other than Notre Dame and probably, other than Notre Dame, those are the decent teams they play with. Florida State was not good, but but those are still probably the best teams they played. Drew says Jake Slaughter went one pick before us. Honestly, if he had been there, even though we had guard responsibility for this pick, I probably would have vetoed him with Jake Slaughter because we need him. Adam Huddle said A&M guy is good. We'll look at him again. Basantis, yeah, we'll look at him again in a second. Iowa Joe wants Logan Jones. What else we got here? When are we finding a fullback who can long? Where are we finding a fullback who can long snap? Oh, I hate that idea. Actually, I'd be okay with that. Grace Halton, Oklahoma. First name is Grace for reals. It's here. Oklahoma. Where's Oklahoma? Way down here. Dude, there's no. Hold on. Maybe he's a different position. Grace? Is it Grayson Halton? Okay, Grayson Halton, defensive tackle, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's defense was incredible. He played 422 snaps this year. Screw it. Let's look at Grayson Halton. This could be a find. There's
more TT or no?
Yeah, we're looking at Grayson Halton.
Okay.
Oh man, this could be interesting. 6'2", 292. So not the biggest guy. How old is he? Let me go back here. Grayson Halton. He was a senior. Okay. More and more, we're gonna see everybody being a senior in the next couple of years here.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of seniors, but
everybody's gonna just keep getting older and older and older.
Well, we should run out of 25, 24, 26-year-olds. At least a large amount of them.
Did you see that
end of 26? But
you see FBS coaches approved a vote to recommend to whoever's in charge that the red shirt eligibility be expanded from 4 games to 9 games.
Oh, what?
You can play 9 games and as a freshman and redshirt that year still. It's real. It's real. All right, so Grayson Halton, very interesting to me. I'm curious. Let me go back here. Where is he projected? 241 or 227 is where he's projected. So I say we circle back on Grayson Halton and draft him a little bit later.
Explosive, powerful, high motor player on top of it, by the way, which we'll take those. Take those any day.
So I was also looking at Rutledge. So we're still looking at guards here.
Okay.
I'm intrigued by Rutledge, and we also have to do another dive on Basantis who asked for Basantis. Adam Huddle asked for Basantis to look at Basantis. So Edgar says draft needs our corner, pass rusher opposite Micah. Well, I mean, Van Ness is supposed to be that guy. DT, agree with that. O-line depth. I'd say O-line starters, man. We need starting guards.
The pass rusher opposite Micah isn't really that's not really what we want. We want guys stacked behind him, right? Like in this 4-3, especially when Parsons is one of these guys as your defensive ends in the 4-3, you have to have the run stuffer on the other side in this front. You have to have a player like Van Ness. So I'd rather draft a player like Van Ness because I think Enigbare, Sorrell, even Oliver can kind of step in there into that.
They're all
spot,
like Micah substitutes.
Right? Yeah, and maybe you say Enigbare is kind of a splits between Parsons and Van Ness in terms of the size and the capabilities, which is good. That's totally fine to have that player. But I think I'd be more interested in looking for a Van Ness backup even. So yeah.
Let's see. Ayers says, anyone know Takario Davis? Yeah, Tech Davis from Washington. Yeah.
Yes.
Ball hawk with long arms. Wonder if he's got good footwork. Any thoughts on his footwork, Jake? I think it's
fine, but again, for bigger, taller guys like that, he's gonna have to rely more on the instincts and reading coverage and playing physical than he is like quick transitions.
AFAM, I'm not going to read this one out loud, but it made me chuckle. So thank you for it. I'll put it on the screen, but I'm not going to read it out loud. But it made me chuckle.
that needs to go on the compilation of Peloton, the Peloton compilation where the instructors are saying names. Good job, and then that needs to be on there.
That's good. Ricardo Hallman is a corner. We need a Marcus Peters ball hawk type. Yeah, shoot. Let's just go get Marcus Peters ball hawk type. Why would that be hard to go find, right?
Yeah, it's fair.
Any
Ricardo Hallman.
Cooper DeJeans in college?
Any Cooper in terms of like
white corners?
Really, really good nickel players?
I mean, we got Bullard playing nickel for us, really.
Or you mean exciting? Any exciting whites? Hold on.
Exciting.
Coy Parrish is not in this draft, unfortunately. He's going to Oregon for his junior season. About that. Yeah, that's annoying. But
listen, I'm not letting you derail us for exciting whites. We're not doing it in this episode, Jake.
We need an exciting whites episode.
We can do that. We can do that in like two weeks.
All right.
Put it on our to-do list. Exciting whites. Okay. Dude, do you know how somebody who hates this show, one of our competitors who doesn't like us is gonna out of context us on that one and try and get us canceled. Absolutely. Did you hear that there's an all-white draft? Packer fans are so racist.
Yeah.
Why do we skip over Hallman?
No, I was trying to get there.
I read it.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean,
read it out loud.
That's the type of, and he's kind of the opposite, right? Where it's, well, no, maybe not. I don't know. The long speed isn't great for Hallman, but he's the quick transition, instinctual, be physical late in the route type of player. That we've been waiting a long time for him to declare. Yeah, and he hasn't gotten better, right? A couple of years ago, it looked like, man, this is a world beater, like, can't wait for him to declare type of thing, and it has fallen off a little bit, but would absolutely still be taking a chance late. So,
I see AFAM asking Jeff Hafley is going to Miami. That has not been reported yet anywhere.
No, but I think Edgar is making a call, believing that Eric Sullivan is going to push to hire Jeff Hafley.
Makes sense.
Which,
makes sense.
I mean, yeah.
You go with who you know. All right.
Look,
so, okay.
We're in the third
round.
Rashan,
save cap space. Start Elgton and Sorrell until Micah gets back from the ACL. I mean, I think Kingsley's back, so I think it's Elgton and Kingsley. But other than that, I agree with everything.
All right.
Okay.
Third round still.
Going back to our draft. Where's this is the tab we need to share here. So all right. So let's real quick look at Chase Basantis again, and then maybe to decide between. Of course, he just said the guard from A&M. Maybe he meant Reed Adams.
Maybe.
So let's talk about size between these two guys: 6'5", 325, and 6'5", 315.
I mean, you know where my head's at.
Jake, which one of these guys? Because you love Basantis, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he wants to
Basantis was the left guard and Reed Adams was the right guard. Which makes sense.
Basantis will beat the crap out of you if you let him.
Do you have any thoughts on Rutledge?
Not really. I really haven't gotten to Rutledge. So that's a guy I'm not, again, just not too familiar with in terms of what the film is telling me.
Here's one of the big problems for me is that I don't really want Jayden Roberts. Here's one of the big problems for me is that we're kind of in a spot here where it feels like we have to draft Basantis or Logan Jones again for going on the interior. Now that Jake Slaughter's gone, like it feels like that's kind of that we're like pigeonholed in there.
Yeah.
And I really want to be drafting some new names.
Hey, Rutledge is
so
sure. Obviously, Coogan is fun.
Yeah.
Always. By the way, I looked up the mock draft simulator leaderboards. Lee Hunter has been drafted 2,815 times.
Yeah, and half those were you.
Half of those were you. That's the 8th most of any second round pick selection. So
he's probably rising up, you'd think. Who do you think we can get for right guard in a trade?
Well, we were hoping Powers Johnson, right?
To me, as far as trade
hope
is like first, like who can you trade? Because nobody's going to take Gary.
Yeah,
Kingsley wouldn't be under contract to trade. Rashid isn't going to be under contract to trade. Same with Doubs. Who else can you move off of? Jordan Morgan would be an option to move off of, I suppose. But you think he's going to be the starting left tackle?
They can. Yes.
So, like, who else is there even to trade?
Yeah.
Jayden Reed, maybe. Jayden Reed would maybe have.
Yeah.
That's some trade capital right there. Here's one. Could you do a tag and trade type of thing with Malik Willis?
That has been brought up, and people have commented that
really
to me on Twitter. I don't know how feasible it is, because the number is massive for the tag. So sure,
because the quarterback, yeah.
So obviously you'd have to. I mean, this is nothing new. Obviously, you'd want that partner in advance to know, but.
Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. He doesn't mean right guard. How much could we get for trading Rashan Gary in a trade?
Oh,
nothing.
RG.
Nobody wants that contract.
Oh no,
nobody wants that contract.
He's gonna take that.
Nobody wants to pay him what he's owed.
Jerry,
the Packers are gonna just have to eat the dead cap and move on. That's the only option.
Jerry,
trade all-pro vote getter Matt
go.
Orzek. That's funny.
There you go.
Valentine. Trade Valentine. You think somebody's trading for Valentine? I don't think so. Clayton blocked AFAM because of AFAM keeping it 100. I just had to read that one out loud. I kind of like the way AFAM writes.
I enjoy, yes. Yep. Oh, yes.
Valentine to a team that cares less about tackling. Hey, you know where Valentine would be a good fit? It would be Dallas.
It's true.
They would like him. Adam Huddle said it would be like $40 million to tag and trade Malik Willis. Yeah, nobody's gonna want to pay $40 million. So fine. I won't fact check your numbers. Rasheed Walker walks in free agency and nets us a 3rd round compensatory pick next year. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably not a 3rd, but I could see a 5th, maybe a 4th. If he got us a 4th or a 3rd, I'd be super excited about that. Preston looked better than Gary currently does right before he had left. Yeah, I will always think that the Preston thing was weird.
Yeah, it was.
We'll always think that's weird. But now he's cooked, so there's that.
He is that.
Dershel says, is it too early to do a 2027 mock with all the compensatory picks? We could try and project out what those would be.
We could certainly
do that. We probably should finish Chris N's draft that he paid for.
You're right.
But Dershel, if you donate, we will absolutely come up with some compensatory picks for you and do a 2027 draft. 1,000,000% we will. 3rd may seem a bit high, but definitely at least a 5th. Yeah, I think 5th. Seen 4th round projection for Rasheed. I think it's 5th. I think what'll happen.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of compensatory picks that people thought were going to be really high, and then they ended up being like a 6th. So I think Sheed's going to get us a 5th, and we should be excited if we get a 4th. Really nice. I just don't think so. Okay. Yeah. But listen, you know what? I'm taking Basantis because we want to fix this team, and Basantis would be a really nice add.
It's true.
So it's not creative, but we're doing Lee Hunter and Basantis because they're like clearly the right picks. Now Malik Muhammad is sitting right here, right corner. Here we go. Tyler sent us $5, and his note said, let's say here, past and present all compensatory picking. Past and present all comp picking. Jake, translate for me. Past and present all comp picking.
Past and present all comp picking.
Translate for me. Dershel, elaborate. We will do this, but
Wait.
What does it mean? Tool for this. Is Jenkins' contract up? I can't remember, actually. I don't think. No? I think it is. No, he's got one year left.
Yeah, there's
doesn't he have one year left
in there?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
But I just think Jenkins is cooked at this point. Does that mean Jordan Morgan to left tackle? Does what mean Jordan Morgan to left tackle? Yes, I think Jordan Morgan's going to left tackle. Oh, Rashid, the Rashid thing. Yeah. Shout out to Josh Myers for getting Green Bay 7th round pick.
John Runyon, that has appeared.
Did you guys know your Venmo account says you're a band? So it doesn't say we're a band. It says we are. The category is.
We are band.
Read it. It says bands, orchestras, and miscellaneous entertainers, and there was not another category that got us closer than miscellaneous entertainers. I tried, but you know what? For you, I'll see if I can update it further, and maybe it'll be something that you like better. You know, actually, that field is not editable on here, which is odd. No? Everything else is editable except for that one. That's strange to me. I'll have to look in that and see if there's a different way to do it. Tool this is maybe a barbershop duo. Yeah, we're half a quartet.
Yes.
Derailed band is perfect. Wish we could get prime MarShawn Lattimore. Well, prime MarShawn Lattimore would be fun. Derailed orchestra. If Walker walks. So Jenkins might hold a little value. I can't imagine he holds any value. He's not cheap either. Edgar asks, Jake, why don't you do a film breakdown highlighting Matthew Golden's rookie year getting separation since Matt LaFleur refused to use their first round pick? You should call it, Jake, you should call this video Bo Melton's backup.
No, but I've thought about using the Hunter X lyrics for the title. This is, by the way, this is already in development, so you're welcome.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
But this is already in development. I mean, I tweeted about the outbreaking routes against the Bears. Should have been the first indication that things were moving. So yeah, no, we got this rolling. Belton will probably be after him too. So a lot coming down the pipe for that.
Packer Doug says Electric Light Derailed Orchestra.
That's fantastic.
This makes me actually want to do an ELO versus ELO. If you get the reference.
No, I like that. ELO.
All right. Well, so with our 4th round pick, we need to pick a corner. So we could go Tack Davis. Jermaine Matthews. Jermaine Matthews is not going to the NFL. He's going back to school. IGB is in the draft, but Jermaine Matthews is not. So which corners do you like?
Oh, boy.
You're a Kilgore guy, aren't you? That is a stinky coverage grade. Look at that. 62.8 coverage grade in 2025 for Jalen Kilgore.
Can I see this?
But he's a good run defender.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, he doesn't play corner. Look at it. I was like losing my mind for a second.
Played slot. Played 500 safety. Snaps in the slot.
Nice play box safety.
It's interesting to have him listed as corner. Brian, are you still here? Who are your favorite Packers corners. JJ and Jake's Jazzy Jamboree.
I mean, Devin Moore obviously is that cat.
Oh my goodness! Look at that.
It's good
All
stuff.
Right, we got it.
It's good stuff.
We got to do it. We got to look at him closer.
It's good stuff.
See. So he didn't play many games this year. Interesting. He played 7 games this year. Let's see. What was so? It looks like man, he has not played a lot of snaps in college. He's played 1,100 snaps.
Perfect.
Career reception percentage allowed 53%. Missed tackle rate 8.2%. 2 penalties, but they came in his redshirt freshman year. Interesting.
This is an Adam Huddle guy too. Adam Huddle's big. I believe he's the one who asked about Devin Moore, either last week or the week before.
You know what? This is about as good as you're going to find in the 4th round. I'm in.
Yep.
We're taking Devin Moore here.
Do it. It's going to be an F, but who cares? How do they know?
All right. Drew Aller next.
Coogan.
I am curious.
Cougs.
Who else? So there's Coogan and Jones. Logan Jones. Connor Tollison.
Bryce Foster's not bad.
Yeah, Bryce Foster. I'm kind of more in on Bryce Foster, frankly.
Okay.
6'5", 310. There's a lot of tall centers in this draft. Holy moly.
6'5", 310. We know who that is.
Yeah, we do.
we know who that is.
And we like that experience so much. Let's run it back.
I mean, was weird without him this year. Didn't look as clean.
Dude, look at these numbers right here. That is Josh Myers to a T.
I know. And he pass blocks. That's it, man. How could you?
What?
How could you not?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're taking Bryce
we're
Foster
broke.
here.
If
it ain't broke, may I remind you, we are broke.
It's true, we are.
Zane Durant.
So we've gone the DT.
Oh, I have never attempted to say this guy's name before.
I mean,
there's a lot of
Fa'alili, Fa'amoe, maybe Fa'amoe. I don't know. You got to pronounce all the vowels. Got to pronounce.
What if you tried to draft him and your cursor slipped and you drafted Luke Altmaier?
Well, they're probably going to need a backup QB.
They probably are. I am. Well,
it's probably going to be Taylon Green. It's probably going to be Taylon Green.
I'm going to pretend you didn't say that.
I mean, you can pretend all you want. I'm pretty sure that's who it's going to be, boss. I mean, Cole
Payton.
Cole Payton's Taysom Hill, baby. We need Taysom Hill.
You know what? I'm taking Cole Payton.
What? You did that? Okay.
Backup quarterback.
But why'd you draft Tebow, bro? No. Why'd you draft Tim Tebow, Taysom Hill?
Packer fans are gonna love him.
Get to the corner room.
You're gonna love him.
Oh, Halton's there. Better do it.
Yeah, we're doing Halton right here.
Better do that.
See, I didn't forget about him.
Got him later than I did. Good job. Well done, sir. Tip my cap.
Should we draft some more tackles? Huh?
Good draft a tackle. Well, that's not a tackle.
No, I'm looking at.
No. JJ's doing the reverse Goody. It's like, what if these interior guys can play tackle?
I said that I'm ready to fire Goody. So, yeah, I am doing the reverse Goody.
What if these guys can play tackle?
You know what I want? I want a guy who's going to do what we always say Goody does instead of what Goody ends up doing, which is
we all say what he does. Oh no, don't. Oh,
I don't know what you.
There's
think
I thought you were gonna click on safety.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm saying over the last couple of years, like Packer fans have been really dialed in on like what a specific limited window time of Gutekunst did, right? And so Packer fans start honing in on some players like Edgerrin Cooper DeJean, a few other guys.
Bad 500. That's where we need to be.
And like Packer fans have this like archetype of like, here's what Goody is going to do. Then the last 2 years, Goody has gone completely off the reservation and is like just making wild swings in the draft.
Oh,
and then Packer fans,
I made a cursed mock. You're going to love this.
It's going to be so accurate. Your cursed mock is going to be so.
You guys are going to love this thing. I tell you right now. We're saving this one. I made it. I can't wait.
Dershel says, I changed my mock request. Only Big Ten selections. No more tainting this team with the peasant South schools.
Ooh, baby. Wait,
I do love that.
Okay.
We'll do that. And that requires less work than all the compensatory thing, unless you already did that. We can do both.
I didn't do all Big Ten, no. Actually, there's only I actually done the opposite almost. I've done the anti that. Oh, please.
Chris, are you still in here? Remind me.
Now we're talking.
The tight end was you liked. I see he's not in here anymore.
Oh, is it Dick? Kozol, Tanner Kozol or something? I think.
No. The last thing had it really. Oh, maybe did he just call him Kaz?
I think so. I knew who he was talking about.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. Okay, so he's gone, unfortunately.
It's tough. Arkin can block.
But look, we had to take Grayson Halton, and don't worry about who we took right before him. Okay? Just don't worry about it.
I can't. I'm just gonna pretend it's not here.
Do you want some Noah Whittington in the 7th round?
Sure. I'm in. Count me in. Count me in, boss.
We're just doing it. We're doing Noah Whittington. We got one more pick left here.
Corner.
Would you rather have Jake Retzloff or Luke Altmaier?
No. We took a QB. If we had taken another corner already, I think I would have been more in on that. But we have only taken one. We're
not going to find a starting corner in the 7th round. I don't care. I don't care that Valentine happened.
How do you know?
This is not Plan A. Plan A is not.
What if we go with Packer? What if we go with Packer Doug and take his guy?
Oh, I remember whose guy
Ricardo
was.
Holman. I know he's there.
Yeah.
I know he's there.
We're doing it.
All right. And I know that the Ricardo Holman pick is a B+.
They gave us a C. Ricardo, yep, B+. That's because you've taken him in the 7th round a bunch of times.
I sure have.
Oh, they did not like the Bryce Foster pick. I don't care.
I knew that the Devin Moore one was going to be low too, based on where he was. All right.
You just wait. Our new tight end is going to be Cole Payton.
So
it's going to be glorious.
So I did something in the first 3 picks that I think people would not like, but could happen, if I may say. Okay. So we should start to get on board with them being a little crazy.
Mock draft?
I think it is a little bit at the beginning.
I mean, I don't hate Jake Slaughter. I don't hate Grayson Halton. I don't hate Devin Moore. I don't even hate Trey Zune. I don't. Okay, I like miss me with drafting a Mizzou linebacker in the with our first pick.
Oh man!
I mean, round 2 is a good round to draft off all linebackers.
Get ready.
It's a good. Are you about to switch tabs or something?
No. If Quay leaves, get ready. Get ready to learn.
It's fine. I don't
folks.
think I have an opinion on Raritan, but it's fine. I don't hate this draft. On paper,
it's good. I think if I posted
Iowa Joe says Mark Gronowski, future Packers tight end. Oh,
that's interesting. That's interesting.
South Dakota State to Iowa. Yeah.
See? What did I say? If I posted this, this is okay, but like
just do it. Post it.
I will. But okay, Dershel, yes. I'm in on. I don't know how you pronounce his name. But whatever.
Vaname.
Vaname, for sure.
I just took a guess.
Oh. I hope it's that because that sounds good. Yes.
DJ Vaname.
Yes, Dershel, I'm in on this.
Watch his name be Vanami.
Vanami? Then
No. Here's a worse one. Vonami. Vonami.
Nope. That's
Vonami.
not a name. That fails the name test.
It's like
I mean, it's a good comparison
exactly
for
like
on-field play, Joe. But I get what you're saying.
It's exactly like when Devon A-Chain ended up being Devin A-Chan.
Yes, I know. Devon
A-Chan. As it gets.
A-Chan.
Packer Doug, Tyron Hopper is the first Mizzou guy I ever liked in the pros, and now we're going round one. I have to question what Marvel Cinematic Universe I'm living in. Missouri is not a trusted source.
Well, round two.
You like Tyron Hopper?
Round two.
Tyron Hopper has he has groupies at this point.
Here's the thing. It's good that he's the first, and you didn't like Charles Harris when he was a prospect. That's good, at least. Trying to think of other Mizzou linebackers off the top of my head. But I mean, I could go more cursed than this, but I figured this might rile the masses up enough, though. You know what I'm saying? Burden was Mizzou.
ChatGPT for famous Mizzou linebackers in the NFL. Nick Bolton.
Oh yes.
Jalen Carley's.
Yeah, because he was a safety, and the Colts took him to play linebacker, essentially like a nickelbacker, dimebacker. Excuse me.
So ChatGPT listed 7 total linebackers, and one of them is Tyron Hopper. So that tells you all you need to know.
And these are all recent-ish.
We have 2021, 2024, 2016.
I know Bolton's 21. Is 2016 Charles Harris?
Nope, Kentrell Brothers.
Oh. Yep. Well, that's a name I remember very clearly now.
Here's a guy they mentioned who was a practice squad guy for some reason. Andy Russell, Hall of Fame linebacker for the Steelers, part of the Steel Curtain defense.
Perfect. But can we...
And then Mike Jones.
This is the good trotter. Last year, no. Right? Or 24? Was other trotter, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Clemson guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he 24?
Has he been good in the pros?
No.
He was 24.
I don't think the Eagles have played him. They haven't needed to.
Yeah, I did not like
They got 3 better guys. JJ, they took Jihad Campbell in the first. I mean, that should tell you all they think about.
I'm trying to remember
who
from Clemson I have liked at all in the last 6 years.
Are you going to like Peter Woods or no? You feel like you're going to like Peter Woods?
I respectfully decline to answer that question because I have not watched Peter Woods. Because I try not to watch Clemson.
I don't understand the question. I won't be responding to it.
I'm telling you. Look, Jake.
Terrell?
Hopper has
like Terrell?
I was like mediocre on Terrell as a prospect. And then I've been a big fan of what he's done in the NFL. Joe says, I like the Clemson tight end from last year's class.
Last year being 25 or 24?
I think he means 25.
Well, then that's not... Or is it Davis Allen? Mike?
We like the Syracuse tight end. We like the LSU tight end.
No, Davis Allen was...
I don't know. Who are you talking about, Joe?
Davis Allen's was 20. Oh,
he says 25. It was
interesting.
Packer Doug says, I don't see what Mizzou football brings to the table. I agree.
No, there might be some to that.
It's just not a school that I like.
It's fair.
Joe says he ended up going undrafted.
Tyler Burdett. Membu. How dare you?
All right. We're going to do one more mock draft. This one is
you.
for... This one is for
That's
Tyler Dershall.
Okay.
So do you have... Oh, wait. How do we change the year? We can't change the year in PFF, can we?
No. Did he say do 20? Did he actually say do 2027?
Well, but then he said do all Big Ten guys. So I think he wants us to do 2026. All Big Ten.
I'm pretty sure I can do 2027 in the one. That
I could do this. Let's do. We'll do all Big Ten.
All right. I'll do his other one.
Here's the question.
I don't think you're going to get all the compensatory picks in here, though.
Should it be all Big Ten or should it be all North? Because, like, what about Utah?
Can we do all North?
What about Utah? And do we have to include USC and UCLA?
I mean, I don't know if you have to.
Because they're not North teams. Dershall.
Are we picking UCLA? I don't even think we are.
They got a pretty darn good punter, UCLA does.
I think I can do this.
Christoph Scott says Tanner Kozel is 161. So let me just look here. He's at Houston, so we can't draft him, but maybe we make an exception. You know what? For a dono, I would absolutely make an exception. For sure, I would do that. Also, what about Notre Dame? I'm not asking Jake. I'm asking Dershall. Okay, Dershall says all North. He says all North. Okay, we know our 27 Northern teams. Notre Dame counts. USC and UCLA do not count. Packer Doug says punter is the least of our worries. I agree. That's probably very true. All right. We're going to filter it to our most dire positions here, and we're going to go. And I think this is going to be the last thing we do before we wrap it up. Ooh, Keontae Scott's right here. This is Lee Hunter and Keontae Scott are two Southern boys who I would definitely be very tempted by, but we're not doing it. Cincinnati is North. We could take Dante Corleone, our first second round pick here. Pons. Do you want D'Angelo Pons? Would you take Pons in the second round? Xavier Scott. Here's our options so far.
Wait, are you?
Our options are Dante Corleone. Oh, we're looking at your screen the whole time.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. You know why? It's because your screen has the mock draft thing pulled up, and so I saw
it
that.
Does have the mock draft thing?
Thought it was. You know, chat. You can't let me do that for that long. Okay, so here's our options: Dante Corleone, D'Angelo Pons, Xavier Scott, Pat Coogan. That's a little early for me on Pat Coogan.
That's fair.
Tack Davis. So I think this is.
Did we get a confirmation of North or just?
Yeah, we did. You were distracted.
I'm sure.
He said all North. So we can't do USC or UCLA.
Okay.
6'1", 335, Dante Corleone. In or out in the second round?
Sure. I'm down.
Would you rather have Corleone or D'Angelo Pons? I think I'd rather have Pons. 5'9", 173. That's a tiny man. But man, he's good. Dude, he locked up Jeremiah Smith, the best player in college football.
Did he though? That's the one guy he gave up 20+ yard completions to.
Because it's Jeremiah Smith.
Right, exactly. He battled his butt off. He went a lot of rounds in the fight, at the very least. All right, you're going to do the all Big Northern. I'm going to do the all Southern.
You're going to get a lot of overrated players then.
For sure.
All right. But here's the real question, though. Xavier Scott or D'Angelo Pons?
I can do this.
Scott had a 50.1 zone coverage grade. He only played 3 games this year.
Stinks.
So So thoughts on Scott from last year, from 24?
I mean, I don't know if I just don't know if I love the lack of speed. I think you just take Pons then.
Pons or Corleone? I'm kind of leaning Pons.
Okay.
Run 80.9 run defense grade at Cincinnati. It's pretty nice though. Had poor games against. Well, Oklahoma State sucks, so that's unfortunate. That's his worst graded game. Dershel says, as a person whose middle name is Scott, I agree with Mr. Christopher Scott. So Chris Scott said, as a fellow Scott, I would go Scott. So they want Xavier Scott. You know what? Dershel said he wants Scott, and he paid for this draft. So you know what? Dershel, you get to draft Scott. All right, for the next pick,
Southern
missed me with Derek Moore.
Stink.
Mm-hmm. Told you.
This was hard. Oh.
It'd be so funny if D'Angelo Pons was still available here. He is. I got them both. We went corner, but it's worth it.
Wow. Katron.
Terry Moore is not going back. Is not going to the NFL. He just transferred to Ohio State.
Katron.
I'm not saying no. We're gonna put running back on here, but we're just also gonna look at. We're just gonna also look at who else is available here.
Okay.
Justice Haynes just transferred. He's not going to the NFL. Okay. We're doing Katron. All north. Tanner. Shoot, man. But it's Houston. Let me just see if anybody donated to sponsor drafting Tanner. And the answer is niet. Daryl Azian, a handful of college football players moving around. A handful? That is an understatement of the year.
It's true.
Understatement of the year. It's like every player's in the draft or in the transfer portal.
Yes.
My team, Ohio State, their entire 2024 and 2025 recruiting classes all entered the portal. The entire classes, both of them. Edgar says Goody outsmarts himself in the first, projecting, where in the middle he goes for players that actually produced in college. Yeah, it's probably true. Yeah. I mean, his first round picks have not been as bad as people say they have, but they also have not been as good as they could have been.
Yeah.
Okay. Tennessee is terrible, and Southern. Igbinosin. Where do you have two corners? I'm not going third corner here.
That's fair.
Let's see. Tack Davis. Again, we don't need a third corner right here. I mean, we kind of do, but John Michael Gillenborg in Wyoming. That's pretty north. Drop rate 11%.
Yeah, look at that, baby. He can run block. Nope.
He cannot run block.
He cannot.
Not sure why people like that so much. BYU,
because
Chase
they see
Roberts.
him make some nice catches.
235 yards per route run.
Like,
Love to see that. BYU is another team. Baylor's not, but BYU is. Jake, yes. Do you ever lump Baylor and BYU together?
No, not really. They're different colors. One of them is mostly the Y. So also you could never confuse teams with some green and yellow with anyone else, right? We stand with those who are green and yellow.
Edgar Diaz. I think you forgot that Jordan Love exists.
What?
He says Jair is the only certified hit in the first round pick.
What?
So
no.
Look, man. Look, I get that Rashan Gary has been disappointing after his ACL tear. He was not a miss in the first round. Jordan Love exists.
Jordan Love hit me.
So the first round hit rate has not been amazing, but it's been better than what you just said.
Could be worse. Is Kansas a northern team?
Kansas and Kansas State are both northern teams. Daryl says, didn't Packers lose their first round picks to the Cowboys for the Parsons trade? Yeah, this year, next year. We did not draft anybody in the first round this year in this mock draft. Yeah.
Good frick, this is hard.
Edgar, do me a favor. Do not relitigate the 2018 draft again. We don't need to talk about TJ Watt. Look, that was boring 5 years ago. That was boring 5 years ago. And yeah, it was
2017.
That's right. It wasn't Gutekunst. It was Ted Thompson.
Yep.
Chris says, when Willis leaves for money, who will we take for QB2 and backfill for QB3? So as far as QB3 goes, I would not be surprised to see Desmond Ridder on the roster next year as QB3, or potentially as QB2 because we have two. I would just like to stake my flag a little bit on the hill of somewhat significantly doubting that an NFL team is actually going to go sign Malik Willis with the plan of making him their, no doubt about it, starting quarterback. I think he will be signed for more money than what the Packers are willing to pay to go compete somewhere. Maybe not even like to the level of like Justin Fields to the Jets this year, or even like Justin Fields to the Steelers last year or 2 years ago, whenever that was. Like, I don't think it'll be quite to that, but I think he will get signed for a chunk of change to go compete with somebody. Like, I could see him in a room with guys like Jameis Winston and Michael Penix, that type of thing. Is a Northern QB available? Good question. I mean, the answer is yes, but so Jalen Daniels, Luke Altmaier, Taylon Green, not Taylon Green, Cole Payton. Tommy Castellanos was a Northern quarterback once upon a time, and he transferred from BC to Florida State. So similarly, Miller Moss. Well, I guess USC is not in the North. They're Jake Retzloff was at BYU, was he not? So he was Northern. Right. He was. Ethan Kaliak-Manis is Northern.
Yes.
Who'd you rather have, Ethan Kaliak-Manis or Taylon Green?
Taylon Green. Might as well lean into the backup QB as an extra man you must commit to in the run game every time. Just add a nice little element of that guy who can sling it. I'm good with doing that.
Dershel says Willis will go play for John Eric Sullivan. That could very well happen. Edgar Diaz, Willis to the Saints with Olave and Kellen Moore, but the Saints have Tyler Shuck.
Yeah, Shuck's gonna be the guy next year.
I could see Willis and Shuck in the same room,
but they're not gonna
have Willis as like a.
Someone else will pay him more than what
do the Saints still not have money in the year of our Lord 2026? They still not have money, or are they finally out of cap hell?
Let me see.
Ayers says, hope we cool enough with Jair for him to retire a Packer still. I'm sure the answer is yes on that, but does he actually want to retire a Packer? Is that something he cares about? I don't know if that is the case. Dershel says Jordan Morgan is going to be pretty good as long as they stop playing him at guard. Dershel says, I think it's one more year of Saints cap hell. Well, with Mickey Rooney at the helm, it's going to keep being one more year and one more year and one more year and one more year.
Okay. I think so. Cap space, 19 mil in the hole. Effective cap space puts them up at that $27-28 million range, which is what I'm seeing in a couple spots. So,
second worst GM in the league, Mickey Rooney.
They aren't in the worst cap situation, may I say, for 20.
Please tell me the worst cap situation is the Browns, because Andrew Berry is easily the worst GM.
No, but they're right next to the Saints.
Okay, so who? Wait, hold on. Let me think about this.
All right.
Who really mortgaged everything for this season? It would have to be somebody who's paying a quarterback a ton of money. Gosh, I could almost.
Can't believe he's number two.
It's not Dallas, but it's got to be.
Is Dallas not your guess? You're saying it's not Dallas, but you think Dallas could be in that realm, is what you're saying?
I think Dallas is in that realm, but I feel like
you're right. They're third worst, but they're not the worst.
So you said Saints are second worst?
Saints are the fifth worst.
Fifth. So I still have to figure out first.
Cleveland
and
is sixth.
Fourth.
Cleveland sixth.
Yeah, we knew that. So first and fourth, I got to figure out.
No, second is pretty funny.
Oh, Dallas isn't second. Dallas is third.
No, Dallas is third. Yeah.
Okay, so I could actually see the Bills being kind of not a great spot. Are the Bills high on this list?
They're high-ish. They're just outside the top 10 at 11th.
Where are the Lions? Are the Lions high?
They're right next to the Bills in 10th.
Okay. So are the Packers at third?
No. They are in 8th.
Wow, this is... Oh, Eagles got to be in some kind of cap problems with how old their roster was 2 years ago.
Nope. They're still
Okay,
20 million over.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, they got the best GM in football. Golly.
God, they have 99 million in space.
It'd be funny
27?
if the Falcons were in bad shape. The Rams have to be in bad shape.
I regret to inform you, the Rams have the 5th most cap space going into 2026.
Where's San Francisco at?
San Francisco is 11th most cap space going into 2026. All right. Well, we'll keep moving here because we got some more picks.
Can I just make like 3 more guesses?
Sure, you may.
I think that.
What a guess! Don't look at the comments.
Okay, not look at the comments.
Don't look at the comments.
I want to look at the comments. Really
someone's onto something here.
I think that the. So I just need first and fourth.
You need and second as well.
First, second, and fourth.
Yeah.
So one of them has to be Miami with Tua. So yes. I'll go that
they're fourth.
I'll go that they're second. Oh, they're fourth.
They're fourth.
Okay. They're fourth. Isn't Minnesota in a freaking awful position?
One of your favorite GMs is in the number 2 spot.
Favorite GM, yeah. He's in the number 2. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, duh. It's obviously Kansas City.
It is, yes.
Okay. It only took me, I only had to guess like 2/3 of the NFL, but I finally got to it.
It is Kansas City. Chris is on that.
That's interesting.
A couple minutes ago.
I think they can get themselves out of that without.
They can, yes.
Without having to.
A lot of playoff teams in the hole.
The problem is that
a lot of sense.
The problem is that the team's already not very good.
Who do you think has the most? If you were to guess,
give me like the Chargers or somebody.
Wow, yeah, that's right. That's correct. It is the Chargers.
Well, they're not paying anybody. They got a bajillion rookies.
They do. They're paying. Who are they paying? Yeah, they did Khalil Mack, but that was like a 1 year. That's not that much. Slater's getting money.
Yep. But Bosa's finally off the books.
That's right. Bosa's off.
Mack's not in the books.
So
they don't have an offensive line. They're not paying
Derwin and Slater,
lines.
right? Derwin and Slater and Herbert are the ones getting
money. How much could
right?
Derwin even be right now? He can't be that much.
Let me see.
Even if he is like top 3 on their team, it can't be that much.
His cap number this season is 24 million.
I wouldn't be surprised if in their top 5, if they have a rookie, like a first round pick, like they took Joe Alt really early. I bet he's in their top 5.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes, he is.
Is Bud Dupree expensive?
No.
Okay, then there's nobody else on the roster.
Maybe for this team.
I bet you J.K. Scott is pretty high on their.
No, but that's funny. I like that.
No. I'm just saying, like compared to where Punter is for any other team, I bet J.K. Scott is high on
as a percentage. Where probably, yeah. So the top 3 are Herbert, Derwin, and Slater. Mekhi Becton is 4th, but that's a quick deal that they'll be done with. And then Alt, as you said, is 5th. At least on the cap
Minnesota
number.
spent so much money on players they have to cut after 1 year. Yeah, and they keep bringing ancient players in there too.
The Minnesota paying Hargrave and somebody else a bunch at DT was Jonathan Allen. That was so funny. It was so funny how much they paid the defensive tackles. They thought they were onto something. Getting into
remember when they brought in that guy who was it, Harrison Phillips? They paid him a bunch of money.
Yes.
Ayers says 9 becomes an average starter at most. I don't know how he becomes an average starter. I don't know how he could elevate himself.
He has to find a way to go to the rehabilitation center without leaving Minnesota. Right? There's got to be some way to do that.
All right. We are
this way. 9 isn't, but maybe McCarthy will.
If he stays in
the 9 thing is
O'Connell's scheme long enough, maybe he has.
That's what I mean. Like they're going to be like, listen, we're just early. That's fine.
We're never wrong, just early.
Yeah, we're just early.
All right, we have to wrap
keep
this
moving.
So,
yeah.
So we gotta wrap up this.
Some boys.
We have a lot of picks to go. So we've taken corner, running back. So we need some guard help badly. There's no guards. Connor Tollison is who we could probably end up taking. We took Bryce Foster already. Davion Carter,
6 foot, but like pretty impressive. It's a Southern team though, boss.
Oh yeah. I forgot. See, I totally forgot which draft we're doing because we derailed for so long.
Yep.
Logan Jones, Rashan Penny. Golly,
good luck, bud. This was hard. This was not easy. By the way,
what about some tackles we can move to guard? I mean, that's I know that the Packers would never go for that, but maybe
Keisean would count.
Yeah,
for Boise.
Yep,
that counts.
6'5", 311.
Hey,
tackle we can move to guard.
You already know.
Tackle we can move to guard.
Goody playing Mozart in the background, listening to this right now. Oh, we can move.
I'm a little tempted.
Rashan Benny probably in this one again.
Well, we're definitely going that direction because we're doing the all north thing.
Yeah, I mean the Keisean one's pretty good right here.
Corner, it's still an option too. I mean, we need a lot of corners.
I took 3 corners as well.
Would you rather have Tech Davis or IGB?
Probably IGB.
I mean, he's got the size.
So they both do.
I really wouldn't be surprised if IGB ends up being a really good NFL corner after being.
That doesn't. That wouldn't surprise me.
Amazing. Gosh, we're doing IGB here. Corner is just it's easily the biggest hole on the roster.
I took 3 in the all Southern teams, so
I think we got it. Okay, so now wide receiver is maybe a sneaky need for us. Actually,
Hank Beatty.
Beatty, I thought it was Beatty. Isn't it Hank Beatty?
Yeah.
What kind of Illinois fan are you?
Not one. The season's over.
No, here's why I'll never forget how Hank Beatty's name is said, is because when you and I went to that game, you screamed Hank Beatty. You screamed Beatty in my ear the entire day. So I'll never forget that.
I screamed in your ear the entire day?
Yeah. No, just that one word.
Felt like
Beatty.
I felt like we took
Beatty.
I'll tell you what, I felt like we took a trip to Whistler, the ski resort that day. That's what it felt like.
I don't get the reference.
Oh, it's just because the whistle.
Oh. You didn't like that?
No, I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm saying that's where we took the trip to that day. That's all I'm saying. I never said anything about whether I liked or disliked it. I'm simply saying that's where we went. We did right, venture.
Go on the record. Were you annoyed by me whistling or not annoyed?
No, I was entertained. I was just wondering I was just more of thinking about what the other people were thinking, honestly. That was more interesting to me. I liked it. I thought it was great.
There was a Illinois fan behind us, this lady behind us, who shared her thoughts on the game the entire way through. That was
gosh. Even the people next to us were laughing. That was funny.
It was
this
funny.
Lady could just not.
Hey, I will claim credit though for the offsides on third down when I started screaming the chant and And I felt like it was because of me screaming the chant that the people around me started doing it, and then the stadium did it, and then Illinois' defense jumped off sides, and I'm claiming credit for that one. But as you know, I like to claim credit.
It's true. 4 picks left for you.
Early. I'm doing
Is it early?
We're attacking defensive tackle here.
Taking the QB.
We could.
Yeah,
Navy
do you want
counts. Altmaier or Cole Payton?
I was thinking Kelly McManus, but could take the full.
Look at that rushing grade. I
mean, because I'm pretty sure if I remember. I remember if you look at his size, I'm pretty sure he's like basically a running back, if I'm not mistaken. It's like 6 foot 207 or something, maybe.
Well, he had 77 attempts for 500 yards.
Yeah. What is he?
Daryl says a bunch of good players came out of Michigan University. Michigan University. There you go. Dershel says, I could totally see you two causing ruckus in the stands. Yeah, but Jake's not very loud. He likes to sit and have a good time. He does not like to draw attention to himself. He was mad.
Never.
He was mad because he was wearing a jersey with a number 6 on it, and I was wearing a jersey with number 7 on it. And this one kid leaned out of a car window.
Yeah.
And said 6-7 at us, and it ruined Jake's day.
We also got by Bruce on Twitter too.
We did,
which is tough. Anyway,
but that ruined Jake's day. It was like an hour before his mood recovered from that.
Yeah, that was tough, man.
I'm not dropping a fullback from Navy here in the 7th round. Just not doing it. Chip Tranum is still in football. He's got to be in his like 8th year.
He is.
Here's the thing. He played at somewhere like Maryland or somewhere, and then transferred to Ohio State. Played there for 2 or 3 years, and then transferred away, and that was like 3 years ago.
Oh man, what's the commercial that's used like I've been everywhere, man? What commercial used that? What commercial used that? That's perfectly describes him. And there are several others, but he is on that team. He's on the I've been everywhere man team for sure. First team.
Dershel says his pipe dream is spending on Shelby Harris and then picking Rashan Benny for a defensive tackle.
Well, I'm annoyed that the Ravens didn't let Travis Jones hit free agency. Those rats. That's who I wanted.
Boston College wide receiver Lewis Bond. You know what? In the 7th round, absolutely.
Lewis Bond.
Is there like a less intimidating name for your first name than Lewis? Like Bond? Lewis Bond.
It's not. It doesn't have the same ring that Isaiah does. Yeah, Bond. Isaiah Bond.
Don't worry, TJ Finley will be eligible.
Bond needs to have a kid, and they gotta go all out. They're gonna name him Mortgage. That was the stupidest joke ever. Please cut that.
Jake, look at Adam Huddle's comment. Is it Super 8? I've been everywhere.
Oh, maybe.
We're at 3.5 hours, and we still have 2 more picks to go in this draft. Oh, man. 8th and Kelly Mass would be fun. I'm doing it. We're taking 8th in the 7th round here. Oh, Noah Whittington?
Choice Hotels is what used it. There you go.
Noah Whittington's still available here in the 7th round.
You're going to take 2 running backs?
One's in the 7th round.
What
you cannot be mad about.
What are you doing?
You can't be mad about how I spent a 7th round pick. They're all busts.
I can absolutely be mad.
I'm going to draft.
Well, one of those busts is getting us a comp pick, son. One of those busts is getting us a comp pick.
You're going to lecture me about the good hit rate in the 7th round, are you?
I'm going to lecture you on not getting complacent in the 7th round. As we have talked about,
drafting guys who have a potential to be a good player, and not giving a crap what position they play.
All right.
In the 7th round, the only thing that matters is take as many players as you can, and hope that you hit on one. That's the only thing that matters in the 7th round. Who do you want to take with this last pick? I mean, I'm just saying, out of this pile of guys here.
You have taken Kelly McManus. I did not see that. That's on me.
Out of this pile of guys,
please take the other running
who's
back.
better than Noah Whittington?
Barryn Morton, maybe.
Barryn Morton. Texas Tech. I can't do Texas Tech in this.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Betcher?
Sure.
Okay.
Sold. Here you go, Tyler Durchel. Here's your all-north. Here's your all-north draft. I think they all ended up being
all-south,
so we had one non-Big
all-south.
Ten Northern. Yeah,
wow, that's pretty impressive.
They did not like the Xavier Scott pick. Well, Durchel and Chris picked Eric Gentry as coverage.
Kicker. Yeah. They need to put more kickers in the simulator. They have not done that.
I'm not drafting a kicker.
I think there's one in the simulator.
We should sign like 7 undrafted free agent kickers.
Yes.
Don't spend draft picks on kickers.
Yes.
Just sign as many as you can. And let them MarShawn Lloyd with the 7th round pick. I don't know. Can he live up to a 7th?
No, he hasn't played. He's carried the ball 4 times.
Look, we got an A- for IGB in round 5. That was their favorite
Pretty
pick.
sick. I like it.
I like this 3 cornerback approach, even though we don't have first round picks. I could see a draft like this actually really hitting.
Wait till they trade back from 52.
Allen.
They'll really start.
I don't think we have to draft a running back, but I think it's a good time to draft a running back.
I have no problem with it.
I like the 3 cornerback approach. I don't like that we didn't do jack at offensive line.
Oh, you did.
But also, Gutekunst probably won't do jack at offensive line.
Jeez
so
Louise,
this might be more realistic.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, like I could see this exact draft.
They're gonna ask him about the draft. He's like, "Listen, we really, really like Travis Glover. Okay, we really feel confident about the development of our guys in the room." Okay,
Adam, what are you bellyaching about? Keep losing playoff games. What did we? Is it offensive line? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's not. No. It's Northern Team Big Ten. I know he's on about it. I know it. I know that's what he's on
Packer
about.
Doug says,
for kicker. For kicker, not picking one. That's what he's talking about.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm not bringing back McManus. I'm not bringing back.
Listen,
McManus.
we could trade back, have 12 picks. You want to pick a kicker? We can do that, but we didn't do that.
We don't have time for that this week, but next week we can.
Next week we will. I've got
Jake,
one.
put that on the to-do list. Do a trade back of a jillion times mock draft. Next week is gonna be like all mock draft, basically, isn't it? Okay, Dalen Everett, cornerback out of Georgia for Jake's 2nd round pick, and then Julian Neal, cornerback out of Arkansas. I like. Okay, Ian Nachor, tackle out of Arizona State. Where is he playing on our offensive line?
He might not be playing. We don't know. He may not play. He may not. You never know. What if he's playing? Okay.
Seriously, where would you like to see him? If we drafted him, where would you want to see him?
Right tackle, where he plays. I think.
So then you put
Jordan Morgan's at
Zach
left guard,
Tom at left tackle.
Yeah.
No. Zach Tom to left tackle
for sure.
Trade Jordan Morgan.
Maybe.
Look,
yeah.
Jordan Morgan
it's
maybe has raised his trade capital enough.
Potentially, yeah.
You could get something for him.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Watch Ian Nachor then be a bust. We don't have tackles.
It is
Parker Brailsford, center out of Alabama, can pass block and can't run block. So, Packer.
Yes. We're cooking.
Round 6,
okay.
You took Arkansas quarterback Talon Green. Round 7, Oklahoma defensive tackle Grayson Halton. Thank you to Chris Scott for putting us on Grayson Halton because he's now
and for thinking the South wins. Yes, fan me.
Well, here's what sets the South draft apart: is the
able to draft
cornerback pick in round 2. That's what sets it apart. Dalen Everett over Xavier Scott.
That's fair.
That is the difference maker. And
we
also,
you
took 2 offensive linemen.
Yeah, that's
So that's the difference.
I was a little hampered at center though, unless I went slaughter, which I didn't get the opportunity to, unless I would have done it at 52. But
yeah, the good centers seem to be Northern plus slaughter. Okay, so and then cornerback Devin Moore, Florida in the 7th round. That's excellent value. And then Tulane edge Mo Westmoreland with your final pick. So there you go.
I love it, Packer Doug.
I have a question for you.
No extra points or field goals. Josh Jacobs kicking off. Yes. No, just have Whelan do it. Whelan can do all things. He's going to be an all-pro next year. Got snubbed this year. Dumb. Okay. JJV may go.
I got something for you.
What's the question?
I'm no longer asking a question. Instead, I'm doing something.
Doing ed policy. Okay.
It's close. It's close. Here's the thing. Ed policy getting a demotion. For the time being, actually. We are instead going to go with a very, very deserving man. Ed policy, you got to fix the mess we're in. Until then. Whoops. Sorry, Jake, didn't mean to take you off. Until then, Ed policy, do your thing, fix the mess. Until then, it's going to be Mr. Whelan, the Irish Hammer.
Is he wearing 41?
Seems to be, but that's definitely Dan Whelan's face.
All right.
Yeah, here's another picture of him wearing 41. He wore 41 at some point, I guess.
Okay.
Here's a headline from BBC Sports. Dan Whelan to become first Irishman in 41 years to play in NFL playoffs as Green Bay win. And he's wearing number 41 in that picture. So
winning a Super Bowl next year with the boys.
So I guess we forgot that he was. Here's a bunch of pictures of him in 41. So he used to wear 41.
Thank goodness.
JJ did not take his hat off for that. What are you talking about? I have my hat's in my hand right here. What are you talking about?
I am cosplaying as Super Bowl winning coach who did not wear a hat for this episode.
Pete Carroll.
I'm Pete Carroll. No, I'm McVay. For sure.
So if you're Pete Carroll, you got to chew gum. And if you're McVay, you got to cover your mouth with your play sheet. So decide which one you want to do.
All right.
Trade Rashan Gary to Las Vegas for Powers Johnson at center. If you can get Vegas to bite on that, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be on my list. Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in. We had a blast. I think we got some of our feelings out. I don't know about you guys. I'm still mad. Jake, you don't seem like you're mad anymore. You weren't really that mad to begin with, but you seem fine.
No, you check my little tagline under my name.
Let's see. To do that, I gotta take this off. Can't scar me. I'm already. Oh, yeah.
It's true though. It's true. I'm calling plays. It's okay.
I'm dead inside. Matt LaFleur Cheeto time. What's that mean? Matt LaFleur Cheeto time. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, I think the chat feels better. They are not mad the way they used to be at the beginning of this. So I think we distracted them, made it feel better. Don't know if it made me feel better, but I had a lot of fun with you guys. Still mad at the Packers. Have you met Ed Policy? Why is he the poster boy? Genuine question. Tune back in next week.
Edgar, you have some episodes to watch. Go find Ed Policy Day on the Spotify feed. Or on here.
Or on YouTube. So if you're not,
get some YouTube
if anybody's not on YouTube, go to derailedfootball.com. That takes you to our YouTube page. And on our YouTube page, you can find Ed Policy Day 2024. And I think also Ed Policy Day 2025. You can find it. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll be right back here next week. Until then, in the words of the late, great Mr. Daniel Whelan, go Pack